Proclaiming the downfall of this wicked society, this wicked rulership, this wicked rulership of the Edomites, so-called white people. First and foremost, we're going to give more praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kakadash,
Bashem Rakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the scriptures. Among other things, salutations to Akim across the earth doing this work as a city and the truth.
Right. Yeah, same thing.
Get the camera a little bit closer. Een beetje. So I know I didn't post the article in the group app, but I did a video on it. So yeah, this statue of Tula, which was a famous slave of Curacao, and I did a video on that a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, this female from Holland is a real devil. I looked her up picture, you know. I even in the video that I did, I show her picture there. But she made the statue of Tula, you know, naked statue. This is that devil.
Oh, I already see that page. Like
so this devil right here. So she did an how she did? She made a statue of Tula, which was the famous slave of Curacao who basically started the revolt. And after the revolt, the Dutch Edomites they continued for at least another 10 years with slavery, while the other Edomites were stopped with it. You know, didn't continue with it. And let me see. Right. Let's go to the article. So there was an article, and they were talking about that on Curacao they were already against it, you know. So they did. So they don't want. I said that they don't want the statue there, you know. So this Edomite from Holland, he made a statue. Yeah, let me see if I get a bigger picture. So here's the statue of Tula Shibashanka Pata. And the thing is, so they got him naked, you know, as you can see, they got him naked. And nakedness, that's a thing that they used to do during slavery to humiliate a man, you know. So yeah, make him feel ashamed. Because if you know Jacob the son, so-called Negros, Latinos, and so-called Indianos, if you know, we are people with pride, you know, with dignity, with morals, you know, we don't, you know, the scriptures also talk about, you know, it's also in the law, you ain't supposed to be walking naked, you know. And, you know, even if Jacob have less money, low money, still with cheap clothes, we still make it look fly, you know. You can see it, for example, in West Africa, you know. There are a lot of Jakes there who basically ain't got money. Let's say they ain't got shoes on their feet, but the clothes that they wear it with style, you know. So you want to tell me that somebody who's supposed to be a hero for a country, you know, for the island of Curacao, that man's supposed to be a hero, and you want to betray him naked, and also with a small rod, which is also bullshit, you know, because Jake is famous for that thing. That's why the females always flock to us, you know. But yeah, so I saw that, you know, weeks ago I already did the video on it, you know, but now, you know, because that female, she lived for a while in Curacao, and I believe she did that. She made a statue in very early, in 1970 or 83 or something like that, you know. And how do you say that? But then she made a statue in Curacao, and then she brought it to Holland and to put brass over it, you know, which is funny. That's also how the scripture describes the color of Yahushua, you know, of who the world unknowing calls Jesus, you know. Let me check in the article because let me see. Yeah, 1973. That's when she made that statue, you know. This female, this devil, she lives in Den Haag, you know, and yeah, it's bullshit, you know. So it's bullshit. No, and don't get me wrong, you know, I'm not waiting for an apologize or whatever, you know. The thing that I'm waiting for is to have your heathens in our possession, you know. That's what we're waiting for. That we can put our feet on your necks, you know. That we be the head and not the tail, you know. Because this is also a way of showing of these Edomites showing us they still see us as slaves, you know. For example, like 2 weeks ago or something, we had this carnival going on in Rotterdam, you know, the summer carnival. And there's a thing that every year they have it on Curacao and they have it here. And they were forbidden to basically to twerk, to dance on bubbling rhythms, you know. And Jake always liked to dance on like that, you know. And don't get me wrong, this carnival is all bullshit. Ain't supposed to do that shit anyway, you know. But that also go. You can also link that back to slavery because they still showing us that they still are the boss, that we still are the till. You know, that's the thing that they do with that action. You know, forbid Jake to dance to celebrate that thing, how they always used to celebrate it. You know, and because don't forget during slavery, we were not allowed to dance. You know, to have music. You know, they were in the sneak. In the sneak, they were making music. You know, they were making the drums, you know, by all things, you know. You even got some instruments, you know, like on Curacao, you got a music stream they call tambour, and I know it's from the Levites. Now, when I got the understanding concerning the tribes, because the Suriname Levites also got almost a similar thing, you know, the music style that they do. And that music they used to play it at night, and yeah, got a thing, a shuffle. I think it's a shuffle, which you use to throw in the ground and then plow it with, you know. And with that front thing, they used to make the high sounds, you know, the pling pling with that thing, you know. In the Curacao, they call it the chapi. So that shows you that with the tools that they have to work with, they were making instruments to make music. And with the tambour music, what they were doing, they would dance, and by dancing, they were singing like this is a way, or we're gonna escape on this and this day, or we can go this way, you know. Then the master cannot find us, and you know, they and also spreading the news, you know, this person got whipped, or he is sick, or this and that, or they just murdered this person, or you know, keeping each other, you know, I call it, yeah, keep posted, yeah, yeah. Karak, who got the Psalms? Oh, I didn't ask for the Psalms. No, the Jeremiah. Who got the Jeremiah Psalms? 73 and 8 speak of. Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
Yeah, because don't forget, because we didn't want to, you know, the Mosai had it for us in plan to that we supposed to be kings and priests, you know, over all these heathens, over all these nations. But we didn't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Mosai, Baruch chapter 6, 4 and 6. And but we didn't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So the Mosai put us in this position, you know. So yeah, so and but what you see now is Jake is getting more and more is getting back. Somebody got the book there? Yeah.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath.
Yeah, because we moved Yahweh to wrath. It wasn't. He didn't plan for us to destroy it, because if he wanted us to be destroyed, we would be destroyed, you know. But he still wants us to be above all those nations. And now you can see that the curses are being lifted up, you know. Jake is getting fed up. Look what's happening in Niger, you know. They put that coup there, the general that has the power right now. I think they even put a new president there.
Yeah.
They put a new president there. And the thing is, because don't forget, they used to be a colony of France. Basically, they still are. And France was getting a lot of uranium, and yeah, lots of stuff.
Lots
But
of,
it's a lot of it's millions that they get from that country. And don't forget, the people live in poverty. That's what they always do, you know. Because in West Africa, you got diamonds, you got golds, you got the coltan in Congo, and all those people, they are working for less than $1 a day, you know. They're in poverty, barely starving, very dangerous work and everything, you know, hard work, dying on the job and whatever. While the West, you know, Europe, America, they getting big money of these people, you know. And so it's beautiful to see how they basically put that puppet, because that's what they do. They create wars and this and that, put their puppets, presidents there, so that they can continue to gather all the money, you know. But now, you know, and now other countries are looking like, oh, what's going on there? But you got Russia, who's willing to back them up, and you got China, who's willing to back them up. So America's already weakened on that side to fuck it up, you know. French be like, yeah, shit, they can do nothing, you know. They just see all the money that they are used to get is going up in smoke now, you know. Kanak.
This is Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Yeah, these Edomites, so-called white people, are filthy people, you know. Micah 2:1. They are filthy people, you know. They are only about wickedness, you know. They cannot do something right. Can you grab Jeremiah 13 and 23? You know, they cannot do something right. They're all about wickedness and filthiness, you know. So of course he's gonna commit an act like that, you know. Always keep down pressing Jake, but Jake is being roused up, you know. You see it little by little that Jake is be like, yeah, no, it's no more, it's enough, you know. Like during slavery, they were beating, and a certain time they start to fight back. They be like, yeah, we had enough, you know. Why you always beat us, you know? We get barely food, have to work all day in the burning sun, you know. Yeah, you're hungry, you're sick, you know, you got no power. They're raping your wife, you know, abusing your children, you know, using your children for gay debates. And if you don't work enough, you get beating, you know. If you ask for food, you get a beating. If you ask for water, you get a beating, you know. You just get a beating for fun. They just pick you and hang you for fun, you know. Pick a nigger, having a picnic, put you on a fire just for fun. Yeah, castrate you, do all kinds, all these things, these technologies that they got nowadays concerning operations. They did it with Jake, you know, just like that. Yeah. No, how you call it, the verdoving? How you call it? Can static or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Without, you know, without something for the pain, you know, just plainly, you know, just plainly.
Micah 12:1. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. The morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Yeah, the Most High have given them this rulership. This is their rulership, you know. Anastasia, God, the word is Anastasia. So without Anastasia, they were operating Jake, you know, and also testing the pain level. Don't forget, we strong people, you know. Even in our weakest form that we are nowadays, we are still stronger than that. The things that we've been through, they would have been destroyed a long time ago, you know. Until this day, Jake's still standing up, you know.
Still do use that knowledge to this day, because when the so-called black women get in the hospital for labor, you know, delivering a child, they get less painkillers than any other female, you know, from whatever nation in the world, because they assume that she's gonna be
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah.
It's like it was calling us savages. We are 1/3 of a man, and you know that we are less human. You know.
Yeah, but they were using that to make the excuse in their head to treat us that way, you know, because there was also a doctrine that they were teaching back in the days. If you watch um, that original series of Roots, you know, because you also have a new one, but the original one, you know, and I have it on DVD. That's very good, you know. If you watch the original one, that also shows you that they teach their children the doctrine, because children grew up and they, certain point, they start looking like, why do you all treat these people like this, you know? And they'd be like, yeah, but they are happy when they work. Those were the things that they were saying, you know. They are happy when they work hard, and you know, it's a great opportunity for them, and you know, and they don't think that deep, you know. They don't have emotions like we have, you know. Those were the things that they were teaching, the doctrine that they were pushing amongst each other, you know.
Micah chapter 2, verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Yeah, that's what they have been doing, what they still been doing. Take a country, you know, put the people in slavery, rape the females, rape the little children, you know, boys and girls, you know. Those are the things that they're still doing until this day. And then after, okay, so you're done slavery, but you're still in colonial, you know, so we still own you, you know. Because you gotta imagine, I don't know exactly what the depth is of Curacao, but how you call it? I've always found that very abnormal. Basically, I was looking like, okay, so you know, you had the Arawak Indians that were living there, so they would take Jake from the west coast of Africa, bring them to Curacao, let them work for nothing, made Holland filthy rich, you know. And not only Curacao, you also had Suriname, and they had Indonesia, you know. So they had the cocaine fact. Hey man, Holland, these Edomites are very special, man. I keep saying it, but they got in hand and everything. A lot of times, you know, sometimes I find something new, a new story, this and that, and then I found out Dutch also involved in that, you know. I'm like, shit, man. They always also in that shit, you know.
Always the filthy boss and everything.
Yeah, man.
And also when you look at different places in the world, like certain spots in Africa, as soon as you see the word Cape, Cape, that comes from the Dutch word kaap. It means to take, to grab, to just, you know, to pirate basically. So everywhere you see like Cape of Verde, Kaap de Goede Hoop,
the Goede Hoop.
places like that. That's where they planted their flag, and they named it after their, you know, in their language, Kaap, Cape. That's their history, man.
So this is what they say. They say that Curacao, the total debt that they have to Holland. So how can you have debt if you use the people? They worked free labor, and then you give them so-called. Then you stop with slavery. After all those other countries stop, you're the last one that stopped, and then you want to say, then you so-called gonna help them, and then you want to say they owe you money. So they're talking about 2.384 million that's guilders, and they said that was in 2016. Curacao started to pay back. They said in 2020 Curacao paid 8.2 million gilden a year, and they said if they continue paying on this manner, it would take almost 300 years for everything to get back. So they also have the nerve, like, you still owe me, you know, because what they also did after slavery, when slavery was done, they still forced the slaves to work for them, because the slave had to come past the plantation owners. You know, they were talking about the plantation owners are missing a lot of money, so they still have to work for them in order for them still gaining some money. So work for a minimum, for a real minimum wage. You know,
Only that you can sustain yourself a little bit, you know.
yeah, barely,
Barely.
But yeah, Bob Marley said it, you know, in the song "Slave Driver." There's a beautiful song. One of my favorite songs of Bob Marley. The favorite is how you call it, redemption song, you know.
Redemption song.
But that song is also dope, because he said, then they say that you are free, but you'll be chained in poverty. And that's exactly what they do. Because when you're poor, you're still depending, you know. And we know it's part of the curses, you know. The book of Deuteronomy say that, you know. In want of all things, you're gonna have to come to that man, you know, the so-called white man. In want of all things, for everything that you need, you have to come to him, you know, until this day. But then, of course, it was worse. But don't forget, people are still in poverty, you know. I did video on that a while ago, you know, in the Papiamento language that you speak over there. That the people are still in poverty there, you know. The roads are full with holes and stuff, you know. You got people in the governments, you know, that are. I said that the people in the governments that are living lavishly, basically, you know, keeping the money in their pockets, and people are suffering there, you know, hunger. There are a lot of people in hunger there, you know, going to bed without food, you know.
Have a little book in Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Yeah, because he keeps on doing that, you know. Look at America, all those souls that they got over there, you know. But not only America, Holland, they never have enough. So you build this. Don't forget, Holland had nothing for himself, nothing. They used to be, you know, back in the days when they had their boats, they were robbing other ships, you know. Even got a song, you know, like Piet Hein. No, Piet Hein, zijn naam is klein. And they say like, hij heeft gewonnen the silver boat. So they're talking about he won a boat with silver. No, he didn't want it. He robbed it. Those were the things that they were doing. Robbing ships, you know, robbing people. During the war, they had a cocaine factory, planting the cocaine plants in, I called it in Indonesia, because that was the colony over there. You know, had the poppy fields there, you know. And then they had the factory here in Amsterdam. and then selling on all parties. They were fighting against each other, and talking about if you love your men that are in the trenches, you give them this, Real devil, man. Hey, these devils here are very special, man. They are very special and very cunning also. They really thought it through, You'd be like, oh, that's a perfect climate there, so we can make it there, ship it here, then make the product here and sell it, because the war was also near here, later it was here also, but it was near, it was Germany with England first, I think, France,
That's why stated in the book.
Huh?
Original drug dealer.
Yeah, man.
That's why also in the book of Revelation that he was locked up in the bottomless pit, because
Exactly.
Europe is the bottomless pit. There's nothing over here. You got no natural resources over here. That's why they had to go to Africa, the Caribbeans, America, to get these natural resources, because they have nothing over here, man. They was killing each other before, the Edomites. They was fighting with each other for natural resources. They have
Yeah, and
nothing,
that's also a beautiful thing, because you see that more and more coming back, the hatred towards each other, and that's also showing you how those curses is getting on them, That's beautiful to see, because I also saw a couple of articles, like, here you got that program, the rijdende rechter, the driving judge, and they're always fighting about a hedge, or, and now I saw an article about the house. Somebody built a house, and they were talking about it was 30 centimeters on their turf, And people, they are willing to shoot each other for that, and that's beautiful, because they used to be very brotherly among each other, but basically against all the heathens, But now you see the heathens also being fed up with them, You got China basically standing up against America, Yeah, the BRICS countries, the coolies also taking a stance, India, So you see, you got Korea, So everybody be looking at the Edomites like, yo, hey, fuck y'all people, man. Y'all be fucking everybody up,
I have a precept on that.
Huh? Yeah.
Jake is up.
I have a precept on that. It is Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Exactly. And eventually everybody's gonna turn against America, because don't forget, America, they be fighting wars everywhere. They keep it out of the news, but you got websites where you can check where wars are going on, and they got and if they're not fighting themselves, they got a group of people that they giving weapons or whatever, pushing them. Like Holland now is also doing. They're talking about they're going to send some F-16s to Ukraine, which is, they really think, or they really let the people think that the Ukraine got a chance against Russia, But Russia is basically just watching. Putin is just watching, like, if somebody interferes too much, then he's going to start some nuclear, then he's going to push some nuclear buttons, And he got some things on deck, He's not joking, man. Yeah.
Psalm chapter 50, verse 18. When thou sawest the thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers.
Yeah, and that's also that's also a thing that they also always like to say concerning slavery. They be like, yeah, they already had each other in slavery, this and that. Okay, so if you want to be so-called the good guy, if you see somebody who's in slavery, then why don't you gonna buy him and set him free then? No, but you're gonna further the affliction, Hey, the Edomites were the worst than all, man. Yeah, I agree.
Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
Yeah, man, they did the worst, man. My mother told me on Curacao, you had the Spaniards there, you had the Englishmen there, you had the Frenchmen there, and then the Portuguese were there, and then came the Dutch at the last. And they were the worst of all. Concerning torturements and all those things, they were the worst of all, Tula even said it, he said, okay, they give the dogs the meat and give us the bones, basically to chew on. The bones with a little bit of meat on. Those were the things that they were doing, But still expect you to work hard, with little food in your stomach, And don't get it twisted. Don't worry that we are after your money. Really, no, man. We want you. That's what we want. We want you. You know, the scripture said we were the double. You know, Revelations 9 and 13 and 9. Can somebody have it? You know, because that's what we are waiting for. You know. Huh? 9 and 10.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth in captivity shall go in captivity. Yeah, at night. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Now, so if any man have an ear, let him hear. Okay, everybody got ears, but this goes about understanding. If you have understanding, try to understand this.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Yeah, he that leadeth in captivity, he that put people in captivity shall go into captivity. Oh, it's not fair. You didn't do it. Isaiah 14 and 21. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do it. Isn't that? It was not me. Isn't that? Okay, what did the slaves did to you? Okay, yeah, back in the days we also had the Edomites in captivity during the Moors, you know. But we didn't were treating them harsh like that, like they were doing with us, you know. No, we had of course we had fun with their females, and we were selling them to the Arabs, you know. You know. That's it.
It's Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children.
Okay. Forgive his children.
For the iniquity. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children.
Ain't you supposed to forgive and forget? Start again.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
For the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise.
For the iniquity of their fathers. So you still got to pay for your sins. And don't forget, this is also a thing as reincarnation, you know. Like the scripture said in the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 7, I think, you know, when Yahushua is coming back, everybody's going to see him, even those that pierced him. So that means that the same souls that were then back then there when Yahushua was crucified is going to be here when he's coming back, you know. And Job also explains so that nobody's perished being innocent, you know. You're going to pay for what you have done. The Most High will not let the wicked go unpunished, you know. You will pay your, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It doesn't matter if you want to accept it or not. It's still going to, what you're going to do, you know. What you're going to do when you see a big fathership, a so-called spaceship, a big ship, bigger than the planet, and the sky is going to fill with the so-called UFOs, with chariots, you know. What you going to do? When you see men like us, you know, the hopeful elect, you know, you see men like us getting spiritual powers, being able to fly, be strong, bullets, you know, nothing, rockets, and things that you shoot, will not touch us, will do nothing, will not harm us, you know. What you going to do? But when it's your time to go into slavery, you just have to accept it, you know. Psalms 149. Ja, je kan nog verder gaan, hè? Ja.
That they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Yeah, because you're gonna, you know, all your heathens are gonna go into slavery. But you so-called white people, you Edomites, after 1,000 years of slavery, you're gonna be exterminated. Because the other nations, they're gonna get their country back, you know, their original country back, but they're gonna stay under the children of Israel forever, you know. But your Edomites, after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, you're going to be exterminated, wiped away. You know, it's going to be like the book of Job said. It's going to be like a dream. You know, we're going to be like, oh, do you remember that these pale heads? You know, these cave monkeys are going to be like, oh yeah, that was a strange breed. You know, you know. But yeah, like at a certain time, you're going to be forgotten. You know. So yeah, this is time for y'all to walk proud on the earth, you know. Before you know it, it's done. I have a
With Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord Yahweh, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks.
Yeah, because now we are fishing for the elect, you know, and getting this word all over the spread, all over the globe, you know. And we got brothers in Nigeria, Italy, you know, a lot of brothers from Holland are in Italy right now, you know. We got brothers in Germany, we got brothers everywhere, England, of course, America, of course, Australia, Tanzania, Suriname, of course, the brothers in Suriname, and also Peru, Jamaica, everywhere, man. And all those that I forgot, Bahamas, we got brothers everywhere. I call it France Guyana, brothers, yeah. So also this word is also being preached in all kinds of languages, So everybody's gonna hear it because don't forget we are everywhere, We are spread all over the whole planet, Because if you're raised in this country, you're raised up by the Dutch language, And of course you get some English on school and so later, but you got Spanish countries, the countries of Curacao. So I also are able to speak the Papiamento language. So for now and then I do a video in the Papiamento language. So like scripture said, my sheep shall hear my voice. So if anybody needs to hear it, but he doesn't understand the Dutch language, and a lot of times English is also not so good for them on Curacao. They are more better in Spanish. That's more a language that they master rather than English. So and Dutch maybe a little bit. So yeah, but it's all Yahweh, Uh-huh.
This is Matthew. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Exactly. So this has to be preaching all over the world, in all nations, all languages. Because I remember also was a brother in America who also used to do videos in the Portuguese language. I don't know if he still does it. Of course, I kind of lost his channel. If you lose your channel, then you also lose all your subscribers. And YouTube make it very hard to find brothers on YouTube because if you might know how much of you might. So I said it. You may know how you may know how a channel name is like plus minus, but you don't know it exactly how to write it. Then you ain't gonna find it. But if you looking for Polly, you just need 2 letters and you already have it. But it is what it is. And don't forget, this is not for everybody. That's why Yahweh Shai also in the book of Matthew chapter 13, he was speaking in parables because he was like, there's a lot of people here that I don't want for them to get it, to understand it. So he also okay, so he don't want he already knows who is supposed to get it or not. He knows his sheep. Because his father has given them to him. So he already knows who's supposed to get it and who not.
Yeah, that was it. And is that Revelation 13?
Oh yeah, finish that and then I done some.
Yeah. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Yeah, so you put us in slavery, you murdered us for fun, we're gonna kill you. Because killing is righteous. Murder, you ain't supposed to do that. But killing is righteous, But that time's gonna come. Right now, not now. But when Yahweh Shai is coming back, that's the time that we're gonna have fun with Yahweh, But first of all, we're gonna start with our own people. Can you go to First Peter chapter 4?
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Yeah, and that's it. We have the patience waiting for that day. No, it's not black. Black Hebrew doesn't exist. If you look at this bag, this is black. We are brown. Different shades of brown. You're not black.
I'm black.
Brown. Yeah, you're colorblind. Yeah, look at your shoes. What are your shoes then? Is your skin the same color as your shoes? Yeah, it's the same color. Okay, have a nice day. We Hebrew Israelites, yeah, that's a nationality. Yeah, you're also Hebrew Israelite, yeah. Yeah, it's genetic, yeah. It's great. So for Negroes, Latinos, those are Hebrew Israelites. It's a nationality. It's not like Christianity that oh today I'm gonna wake up gonna be It's like oh you're born and it's by your father, you know. It's a bloodline, yeah. Numbers one. Yeah,
About something that
yeah, that's what they say. But yeah, look, if you got a man got a seed, you know, you got boys and girls. Woman got an egg, so you receive the seed. The seed is not 50% this or that. It's what your father is, you know. You are the seed of your father. You understand?
yeah.
So that thing, what they pushing about your 50% this or this percent this, that's nonsense. You know, that means that means that you are supposed to have diverse seed in you. You know, that's not possible. There's only one seed or two. Sometimes if you have twins, that they can.
That's another concept. Maybe
Yeah, the mother counts too,
Yeah.
but you are what your father are. You know, you can look like
Yeah.
your mother, but you are the bloodline of your father. If a woman lays down with a man, she receives the seed of the man. Seed of the man decides whether it's a boy or a girl, and it's his bloodline. You know, and of course you need a woman, but you don't prolong a bloodline. You know, you receive a bloodline. If you lay down with a man, you receive his seed. You prolong that seed is coming out there. Is his bloodline. It continues. Yeah, huh? Yeah, I'm Dutch. Yeah, we give. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we're also on YouTube. You know. Yeah, we're on YouTube. So I don't know if you're interested in looking something on YouTube. This is about what we got the Bible. And because the Apocrypha in there, and those are hidden books, the books that they took out of the Bible. Somebody got the small Apocrypha? Yeah, we're live now, yeah. We're live. No, it doesn't matter. But that's why we're here, because this is what scripture also tells us, you know. The book of Luke also, you have to be on the highways and byways, you have to be outside so that people can see you, you know. This, like they do in church, doesn't make no sense. If somebody's in church, how can you want to get the word if you have to go to church? But here, scriptures tells us you have to be at a place where the people are being up and down, you know, at the gates of the city. Here next to the train station, subway station is there. You have a shopping mall, there are food establishments. People be walking up and down, and if somebody wants to know something, they can approach us, and then we're gonna answer with the scriptures. You know, that's how it's. Yeah, you know, with the hidden. Those are the original books that they took out of the Bible, and this also this book shows us. It shows us. Can I finish, please? It shows us, yeah, you know, because otherwise you're going to talk to each other, and then you know people going to be like, okay, you know, yeah. But this book also shows us who the wicked people are and who we are, you know, and that's why they put it out, you know? And that's also a reason why they didn't allow us to read the Bible, because then we would find out like, hey, but this is not talking about the so-called white people, you know, because that's what people think that the Bible is talking about so-called white people, but that's not the case. Yeah, yeah. Huh? Who's they? The people who are in rulership. Who's ruling this planet right now? You have any idea? The Chinese men, are they in rulership? Are they deciding what's going on in the world? No? Who's that? Who's doing that?
You know, prosperity, but I think where the money is, part of the money that you can always think.
Yeah, just say it. Just say it. Why not? Yeah, but it's the so-called white people, right? They're in rulership, right?
The Bible says it. Can I read it?
Yeah.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So then you gotta realize, you gotta think to yourself like, okay, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who are the people that doing all those wicked things? You know, if you just look around the planets, all those wars that have been going on, people that poverty, countries that they robbing all the resources from. You know, who's doing that? You know, it's not us doing that. It's not. Yeah. You know, so the scriptures are very clear. You can continue them. You can also, no, that's
no.
Oh, oh, you're from Germany. We got brothers in Germany also that do this. What we do. Yeah, Frankfurt. Yeah, yeah.
Well, you
Yeah, no problem.
For my friend. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem, no
Bye-bye.
problem.
Bye bye.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yeah, if not, where, who is he? Just look around the planet and be like, okay, who's doing all this wickedness, you know? And like I said, we all been teaching, they teach us all that we are, that the Bible is for so-called white people. For Michael, or even of Engels, Maccabees, Maccabees, ja, kan je die ook gewoon uitpakken?
What nation bedoel je? Of, nee, nee, nee.
Basis. Because you know we all grew up by with this image of Caesar, you know, Jeebus, you know, with long hair, you know. Yeah, we all grew up with that, you know.
It's Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
God, yeah, brother already read that earlier, but it's good to still bring it out. So yeah, it's in the power of their hand. They, you know, nobody like nowadays. You got a lot of information on YouTube. They be doing this and that. Not only on YouTube, you got different resources, you know, that is showing all the wickedness that be going on. Okay, now they can reveal it, you know, because back in the day it was really hidden. People had no clue. So now a lot of people know, but you still can do nothing about it because he's still in rulership, you know. You be like, okay, so what? So you know that I'm wicked now, and you know that I wanna put a chip in everybody's hand, you know, and we wanna, you know, create these 50-minute cities and take away the cars and, you know, make sure that you can't move easily. Basically, lock you up in your own town. You know. You'd be like, yeah, okay, you know that we are busy with that, but what you gonna do against it? You know, yeah, you're gonna protest, and then what? They be laughing, man. People gluing themselves to the road and shit, you know, stupidness, you know. Doing themselves on tables and all that. Yeah, second Maccabees. Weet je niet wat het is?
This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord Jehovah to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and I laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever.
Yeah, forever. It's not going to change, you know. And I really think you also see it right now. They're going down, you know, the money is getting low because everything's being prepared, digital, you know. So, but they are building so many houses, but also fucking the people up because now you got all these refugees that are getting all those houses. They get money. They get like 1,500 euros here. They get 1,500 euros in a month. They get 500 cash. They don't have to pay. I don't think that they even pay rent. You know, they get everything. They get the driver license for free. They can buy cars, the clothing, the thing the things that they need in the house. They get that. You know, furniture, yeah, furniture, everything, curtains. You know, just name it. They get it. You know.
You are Amalek.
Yeah.
You are Amalek.
Yeah, but that's exactly what's going on. You know.
Guys, the people that are watching, watch that documentary, man. You are Amalek, man. And that is Esau explaining that who Esau really is, the Amalekites, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's
and
beautiful.
They think that they are not. They call it America Esau, like Esau needs to destroy this.
Esau showing each other like, yo, that's him. That's not me. That's him.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
y'all.
but they delusional. They really think that they are, you know, that they do God's work. You know.
If wickedness.
Funny.
First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen and sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Yeah, because that's what the book of Job was explaining. You know, change the faces of the saints. You know, who put because this book is talking about our people, dark-skinned people. You know, and they portray themselves there. Mosai, Yahweh, as a so-called white man. Yahweh Shai, as a so-called white man. all the prophets as so-called white men, you know. Even the king, you know, this book, this Bible for King James, they got a portrait of him as a so-called white man, you know. We know that's not the case, you know, because back in the days there were Jakes that were ruling there, you know, at that time. There were Jakes that were ruling there. The Anglos, the Saxons, were Jakes, man. They even talk about the black Germans, you know.
Isaac's sons.
Yeah, Isaac's sons, you know, it's already in the name, you know. Isaac's sons.
They are everybody, but except the Edomites.
They
They
are,
know who
yeah.
they really are.
From the last samurai to Darth Vader.
That, you got the songs, right? The 49.
Psalms chapter 149, verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Heavenly Father be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. Execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people.
Yeah, that's what we're waiting for, you know. That's what we're waiting for, to bind your kings and nobles in fetters of iron. You know, I always like that this description, you know, it's very beautiful how it describes it, you know. Fetters of iron, you know.
Verse 8. To bind the kings with chains and the nobles with fetters of iron.
Very beautiful.
To execute upon them, it's like it, to execute upon them the judgment written. Dishonor of all his saints. Praise ye the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, man. So, and we are waiting for that day, you know, to put you in change, you know. Like now we have the so-called King of Holland, busy with a couple of months already investigating what the part is of his family concerning slavery. Man, this whole golden couch that you got in storage right now, you know, you know, and you with slaves on it, and you still be like, yeah, I want to know what the part is that we had concerning slavery. Get out of here, man. People are playing games, man. Let me see the scripture. Oh yeah. I think verse 8. Yeah, yeah.
This is Psalms chapter 73, verse 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Yeah, because and lovely goes back, you know, like here in Holland, you say vanuit de hoogte. So they speak from a high position, and that's concerning the thing concerning with Tula, you know, with the naked, the naked statue, you know. And now they are kind of mad here in Holland that they don't want to accept the statue, you know. Get the fuck out of there, man. I mean, you want us to so and they talk about that Curacao is very yeah, like Preuts, you know, that they don't really are down with nudity. But that's normal, you know. This is what the cave monkeys do, you know. That's what the cave monkeys do, you know. They walk naked around, you know. They go to this naked beaches, this resorts, you know, all out of shape, you know, and they look at each other, you know, at each other's little wieners, you know. Fucking bullshit, man.
Like they made the angels. Also, you know.
Yeah, little babies, you know.
Yeah, man.
Because they're a bunch of pedophiles, man. It's in the spirit, man.
This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession.
Yeah, and we were waiting for that day to have the earth in possession of all these heathens under us, you know, and own them like they still own us until this day, you know. Because they still own us, you know. You might think that you are free and this and that, but look what happened during the C-19, you know. People thought they had freedom, they do whatever they want, you know. Then they came with the curfew, people start protesting, really thought that they could do something against it. No, they were forced to stay in their house, you know, afraid.
I need to post it. They're going to do it again in September.
Probably.
There's an article from that you always from nine
report,
yeah. And they're going to do it again in September, and they're going to start in Babylon the Great in America. They're gonna force people again to take the Jabberwocky and to wear the mask, the face diaper, and the whole thing is gonna start again. And now they also want to come with climate lockdowns.
Yeah.
So they're gonna say, yeah, you breathe too much carbon, you know, in the air. So
too much with
you
your car.
with your car.
Because they got the cameras everywhere. They're
Yeah.
gonna see they're gonna read your license plate and they're gonna be like, Obviously, you're driving, all the time, and so this and that. So yeah.
You want verse 9?
No, this one.
I will let it be said.
Yeah, bring it up.
This is Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possesses the kingdom
Yeah.
forever, even forever and ever.
Done. So we're not gonna ask to give us a little bit of bullshit. We're gonna take it. And forever, you ain't gonna get it back. This is your time of rulership. So he's gonna pull all his trick, he's gonna do everything that is in his mind, Revelation 12 and 12, somebody grab that, so he's gonna do everything that is in his mind, we just recently had the C19. So now everybody had this festivals, they had the carnival going on, everybody at the GROUP2, a lot of things were going on, so people go for festival. I think now you got no lowlands, so people are in La La Land and think that everything is good, and like the brother just said. So probably in September they're gonna start again with the lockdowns and stuff, So yeah, beautiful, man.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's a beautiful. Oh yeah, kind of.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens.
Yeah, rejoice those who the Most High already had called, who are in heaven with the Most High, Yahweh, Basham, Yahweh Shai,
And ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Yeah, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The woe is lamentation, evil times, evil times are about to come. If you already thought people were talking about during the C19 is worse than slavery, this and that, a lot of children, suicide, this and that. People are until this day depressed, This is nothing yet. This is nothing yet. What is about to come? It's going to be next level, man.
For the devil is come down unto you.
Yeah, the devil is talking about the so-called white people. That person that is against Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai and his people, he's ready to go full throttle on the people, and he doesn't give a shit about his own people neither, but because they were suffering the most, they were suffering the most with the C19, really believing it, running for the jabs and all that. I'm very curious how much people are going to do it now, because a lot of people regret it, A lot of people got sick, busy with dying already, died, A lot of people woke up to the fact like this is bullshit, Yeah, what's that?
Having great wrath, because he knows that he had but a short time.
Yeah, because he knows that his time is short. So so he's yeah, like I said, he's gonna come full throttle. He's gonna come full throttle.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwells in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Yeah. So and you shall make yourself naked. So all the wickedness that you've been doing is coming out in the open. More and more things. Almost every day an article pops up, some history. Something going on. They used to be doing this and that. Because this thing about that they continue for at least 10 years with slavery, I knew it before, but it took them. I think I knew it even like years. I already knew it for years, but then eventually it came. After like last year they said it's the first time, right? I think something like that. Because they reach a certain point that is too much. The information is out there. People finding things out. Don't forget these devils. They like to document everything, so they write everything down. So and the Edomites, they're also pointing to each other. So they're going to be like, yeah, but they could even longer, We stopped earlier, But all had a hand in it, There's also a thing that you got to keep in mind, All your heathens going to get it. Can you go to Obadiah? Book of Obadiah, and then verse Yeah, in the verse 50. And then, yeah, okay, okay, my verse 19. Ja, je hebt het ook. Ja, ja. Because don't get it twisted. We talk a lot about the so-called white people, the Edomites, but all your heathens gonna get it because all of y'all are against us, you know. Chinese on Curaçao, police on Suriname, you know. Just to give a few examples, you know.
This is Obadiah, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen,
Yeah, can you read that?
Kana. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen,
So none is excluded. It's on all the heathen.
as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
So go check your history, what your great grandfathers have done to our people, you know, until this day. Go check it. You know, what they do in Syria with the refugees from West Africa, sell them as slavery until this day. They go to Africa, grab little girls, you know, rape them, use them as house slaves, you know, mistreating them. You know, he even got the one female, but I think she was a Hamite. But they also do it with Hamites, you know. They don't be looking like, oh, this is Jake or this is a Hamite. They just see skin color, and you know, you're already a slave for them, you know. But that's what they do. But you also had a female, I don't remember her name, but she also made a movie. They also made a movie about. She wrote that book that they grabbed her as a child. She was like 6 or 7 years old, you know, and they brought her to some Arab country. And you know, even I remember there's some scenes that I still remember. You know, there's this scene I remember like she was still a little child. So like you know, children like to play. You know, like slavery. In slavery, our children were not allowed to play. As soon as they could walk, they were forced to go on the cotton field. You know, and even when they were little, the mothers had to buy the children on the back and be working and with the child on the back. You know, don't forget about it. These devils, man. You got something coming, man. Not only your Edomites, but all your Edomites got something coming, you know. Stuff on that. Yeah,
Psalm chapter 83 and verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that had and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Aser also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah.
Yeah, so they all were against us, and they really thought it through because they put the small heads in Israel and make you know make that story that they are the real people. You know, they took away our nationality. You know, we forgot who we were. We forgot our savior. You know, we were like, okay, we're from Africa. That's the end of the history. We from Africa. They grab us. Yeah, you know, yeah. That's what they teach you, right? Yeah, you were in Africa swinging from tree to tree. You know, had no civilization. Yeah, whatever. Well, meanwhile, you are still the monkeys. You so-called white people. You are still the monkeys. Put some beer in, it's a couple cave monkeys, and they start braying. Even like 2 days ago, I was with my children I went to an amusement park, you know, and you had some cave children behind us, you know, and they were, you know, we were going in something that were right wrong, and you had different routes, you know, like the music route, treasure route, and the hero route, you know, and they wanted to go to the hero route, and they were like hero route, little children, you know, hero already praying, you know, and like yeah, typical monkeys, you know.
Really in the spirit, man. Also, you got the mouth of a monkey, man.
Yeah, the lips of a
The list
chimpanzee,
of a chimpanzee, yes.
the big ears,
Stank.
the stank.
Yeah, stinks.
Yeah, that's why in the time of the Moorish, we had in Turkey, especially, we had all these. I call it. We had all these bathhouses. You know,
Yeah,
we were washing these females were filthy, man. We were washing them. You know, get a stench off them. You know. And nowadays you still find Edomites like that, you know, they really stink. I remember I was working at a place and there was an Edomite and he was stinking. Nobody wanted to sit next to him, you know. And I was like, none of y'all telling him that he stinks, you know. And they were like, yeah, but you know, it's always like that, you know, and they just accept it, you know. Like, man, what the fuck, man, don't you smell yourself, man? Man, when I come home from my work, man, I'll be smelling myself, especially these last days, man, with this heat, you know. First thing I want to do is get out of, you know, get his clothes out and get in the shower, man. Fresh up.
You already feel like, hey, nah, man, I got to shower. You already feel it, man. I get irritated once I feel like, hey, I'm dirty, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, the sweat, you know, your clothes. You already get irritated by that, man.
Yeah, but that's jank, you know. That shows you how filthy the Edomites are. Because I think you still have houses here in Amsterdam where there's no shower.
There is
in
no
it.
shower.
Yeah, how the fuck you gonna wash? By the sink? With a washing cloth? Man, you've been
But that is what
sweating all day, man.
But that is what he's doing.
Yeah, I know.
And
And then not even every day.
Yeah,
right?
and now they come with a new one. You need to shower 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Because of the climate
Of the
crisis.
climate crisis. They came in my house. You didn't know that. They came to my house and they called themselves the climate route. And they came to my house and they said, like, yeah, we got a meter for you over here, you know, a clock for you that you can put it on, that you can shower 5 minutes. I was looking at dude, I was like, hey, I said, you crazy, man. I said, you shower for 5 minutes? He'd be like, yeah. I said, so like Then I did like this, and he was looking at me. I said, nah, I'll make a joke, but nah, man, I ain't doing that, you know? 5 minutes, man.
It already, first and foremost, it takes 5 minutes for the water to get the right temperature.
Exactly.
That 5 minutes is
Yeah.
already done. Then it's the right temperature. Then you have to wet your whole body, and then comes the soap. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's also, for me, it's also you know, relax. You know, a moment of rest. You know, in the shower, there's no telephone there. You know, if somebody's at the door, I don't hear it either. You know.
Meditate.
So it's be like, okay, forget this whole
Yeah.
fucking day. Shower, then yeah, then I'm ready for next things. You know.
That is Esau. He wants to put stress on the people constantly because he
Exactly.
knows that it's relaxing your mind and you'll be meditating over there. But this devil constantly want to push fear and want to put people really in a state of confusion constantly, man. That is this devil, man. Stress
And
kills.
also about this Edomites, man. Back in the days when I used to walk in the, you know, the neighborhood, you got them houses where the entrance is on street level. The agencies wonen.
Yeah.
Then you walk by, you see the Edomites brushing their teeth in the kitchen.
Yeah.
What is this? Like, no, I was really shocked. Like, no, it's normal, you know.
It is normal.
Asking my mother, what's this? She said, yeah, I don't know. That's how they behave, you know. That's crazy. The place where you clean your, you know,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then you
you
clean your dishes, spitting in there.
spit
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Hey, with the dogs too, man. He be like, you know, wiping shit from the ground.
Oh yeah.
Then he put it back on the counter like nothing happened, man. And he's, yeah, oh, come here. You want your dishes clear? Oh, come here. I'll dry it for you off. He be like that. He don't care, man. And you be eating a lot of dog feces and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they also like you know, when they sit on the table and then they feed the dog food and with the same hand they will continue to eat. You know.
Yeah.
They want to touch you with shit.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Dogs breaks bread with them at the same table, man.
Yeah.
I've seen dogs on the table, man, just sitting on the table, man. But about the dog stuff, also, you know what's also haughtiness about this Edomites, man? I don't know if it's other parts of the world, probably only Holland. The dog sticks his, you know, he do his thing, and then they got the little plastic bags.
They
And
do it
then
in the
they
States
have,
too.
they have to grab the doo-doo, make a knot in it, put
Yeah.
it in his pocket.
And then throw it in
And then-
the special press gas. Yeah.
What madness, man?
I saw it in New York too. They do it
They
also.
do it there
That's
too.
what Edom, I think.
Yeah, that's haughtiness, man. Oh, I take the shit, I put it in my bag.
Yeah,
Don't
but
worry.
here it's by law, eh?
Yeah,
Because there
yeah,
are a lot of places, because you got certain places called, where they can let the dog go
Yeah.
and do his thing,
Yeah.
and they don't have to clean it. But at other places they have to clean it, because if they let it down, they get a fine.
Yeah,
Fine,
if you
exactly.
take a shit like right here, they need to pick it up. But
Yeah.
it's also training your dog, man. You can train your dog to not take a doo
Yeah, to hold it in.
on
And of
this
course,
shit.
when the dog is sick, then you might not hold it in. But
Yeah,
you can
of course.
train your dog, like go into the bushes and take a shit there.
Yeah,
If you take a shit there, it doesn't bother nobody, you know. Because I really hate it. I remember back in the days when I was younger, you know, we had this field, soccer fields, you know, in our neighborhood. You know, we want to play soccer, and then you step in dog shit. You know, some dogs, your whole shoe is fucked up. You know,
even
so
falling
make
in
it,
it.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
you get fucking angry, man.
Guy make a tackle on you.
Slide in the doo-doo.
Yeah, fucking shit, man. He's a man got his whole earth filthy, man. Fucked up shit, man.
Precept?
Nothing works, man. Everything that the devil so-called created or whatever, you know, be like, oh, I got a new idea, we're gonna do it like this and that. It doesn't work. No shit, man.
That's uprising.
Yeah, exactly.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Yeah, that's why everybody is depressed, you know. Everybody, you see, here in Holland, you know how many young people are depressed? They are on opioids, you know, they are committing suicide, or they are suicidal, you know, or they get mental, you know. Yeah, man, there's a lot of cases here in Holland, you know. But you were reading things, right? You were reading Obadiah, or who was reading? You were
Yes,
reading.
still
Yeah,
Obadiah.
you have the messages, right?
Yeah.
Can I read it again?
Yeah.
This is Obadiah, verse 15. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near upon all the heathen.
So none of y'all is excluded. All of y'all gonna get it. It is time for your punishment.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
Yeah, so check your history, your grandfathers, you know what they done with our people. So it's gonna be if we're gonna do it to you, but we're gonna do it double, and we're gonna do it lawful. We ain't gonna rape little boys, we ain't gonna rape men. You know, we're only gonna grab females that are single, you know. And we're gonna, of course, we're gonna dash your babies because that's lawful, you know. Psalms 137. Remember? So a lot of time before. Anyway, yeah, and yeah, so we're gonna dash your babies also, you know. Like scripture said, you know. Have you these songs?
Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. If please finish, I have a precept for
Yeah.
that.
The reward shall return upon your own head. Yeah, all the things you have done to us is gonna come back to you. That Psalms?
Yeah. It's Psalms chapter 137 and verse 9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Yeah, because don't forget the things that they used to do with our people. The so-called Indians, you know, Native Americans, when they so-called befriend the men, and they check their routine, and they're still doing it until this day. That's why they got a Facebook, they got an option you can check in somewhere if you go somewhere, you know, so they can check what you're doing. Oh, every day, you know, you have your phone, even if you got your location off, he's still tracking you. Like, oh, this is the time that he goes to his job. No, this is the time that he's home. This is the time that he goes to his gym. So there's nothing. There's no new thing under the sun. That's the same thing that he was doing back then. You know, like okay, now the men are out for a hunt, so they're going to be away for hours. So let's go to the village and grab the pregnant females, hang them up by the feet, and then make bets with each other and be like, okay, you think it's a boy, I think it's a girl. You think that's a girl, I think it's a boy. Isn't that? They had like 4 or 5 women hanging upside down, and then they just cut the belly open, grab the baby, and be like, oh, it's a boy, you won. But throw it on the ground, you know, things like that they were doing for fun, you know. So of course we're gonna do that back to you because that's lawful, you know. We're not breaking the law if we do that to you, you know. But we're waiting for Yahweh Basham Yahushai, for Yahweh Shai to come back and give us that righteous anger. Because if we have to do it right now, you're going to be like, you know, you see that little devil. Yeah, of course you hate that devil, but you be like the little devil. Yeah, it's kind of harsh to do that. But then we're going to have that righteous anger, you know, this indignation, this fierce indignation of the Most High, you know. And indignation is righteous anger. Because then we're going to know all the little things that y'all have done against our people, you know. Because a lot of things are still hidden, you know. This is nothing, man. This may be 1 or 2% of all the things that you have done against our people that we know, you know.
This Second Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Yeah, it's a righteous thing. It's not fair. I didn't do nothing. Okay, what did the slaves do? What did the slaves do against your forefathers? You know, because y'all came to the Africas, and yet the Hamites be like, yeah, those are them. Those are them. That's them. They're living over there. This and that. No, they go to a village, you know, burn the houses, put the houses on fire, you know, and then they start grabbing the men, the women, the children, you know, and bind them up, raping them, having fun there, killing them, murdering them, even there on the spot, you know. There's also a great movie to watch is the
Apocalypto.
Apocalypto. It's a very that also shows you, you know, what they used that they were doing, you know. Also had the Jakes fighting amongst each other, you know, war, and they're selling the prisoners in slavery, you know, to the Edomites and stuff, you know. And eventually they self be end up a slave.
This is Ezekiel chapter. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 15. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Adumia, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, because there's nothing that you Edomites or white people going to be able to do against it, you know. And you're going to realize that there is a true power. You know, not this gibberish that you be calling on, you know. Hey, you know how people going to shit themselves if they see a so-called, you know, they're going to see the angels, Yahweh Shai, they're going to see so-called black men coming out of chariots, out of spaceship. They're going to shit themselves, you know. So, it's going to be very beautiful, man, Connor.
With Revelation chapter 14 and verse 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. No, that was not the one that I wanted.
But Yahweh Shai is come back to get all these kingdoms, you know. Get all these kingdoms.
Obadiah. This is Obadiah, verse 16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
Exactly. So while you have your fun right now, coolies selling their hair, Chinese selling us people food. You know, a couple of weeks ago, yeah, the clip, one of the brothers posted a clip in a group app on the island of Curacao, and they've been doing that a lot of times. You know, they got grinded meat from dogs, you know, selling those to the people. They fucking filthiness, and still they go to the Chinese. The Chinese people over there, they making the local foods. You know, you got like a pastici, Johnny cake, stuff like that. You know, food what the locals make by themselves. The Chinese see how they make it, and they be selling it to them with fucked up meat and shit. You know. Stupidness, and still you want, and do you know how many times they capture Chinese doing that shit, but still people want to go there for them to that food, you know. And I saw those places there, and they have written all big letters there, pastici, Johnny cake, this and that. I was like, no, but I ain't gonna buy it from them, you know? I bought it from, you know, I was one time I was in the city with my son. And then you had these females, you know, with the cool boxes, and they, you know, they made their things at house, and they were selling it. And with them, I was buying that stuff. Yeah. I saw a lot of Chinese were selling those things. I ain't gonna buy from no Chinese. No, hell no. Fuck out of there, bro. You have the Maccabees, right? Yeah.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 10. What nation had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
So what nation is not profiting until this day from the fact that we are at the bottom? Just name one nation. Well, it's not possible. All are profiting, whether they have countries which is still a colony, like France, France now France is feeling fucked up because he's losing a lot of money because all that uranium and I don't know what more they got over there is stopped now.
Mhm. Cobalt.
That cobalt, the cobalt they get from Congo.
Mhm.
I think now Congo is Belgium,
Yeah,
but
Congo's Belgium.
Congo is the only country that got the cobalt stone. And the cobalt stone, without the cobalt stone, your laptop, your smartphone, your smart TV,
Teslas.
Teslas, none of this can work without that stone. And Congo is the only country where they have that stone there, and the people are still living in poverty there. You gotta think to yourself that the country's supposed to be filthy rich. If you are the only one uh, who have something that the whole world needs, you're supposed to be fucking rich. But that shows you that they also got a puppet leader over there, that keep the people in poverty. Alright, yeah, feel picture.
This Matthew chapter 16 and verse 27. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works.
Yeah, man. So yeah, can you also go to Book of Revelation 22 and 12? Yeah, because he's gonna 12. Yeah, yeah. So he's gonna give everybody a reward as like what you have done. What is the reward that you should receive? For example, you so-called white people. What have you done to us lately? Yeah, no. So what have you done to us lately? So what? Okay, so you're gonna get a reward to what you have done to us lately. Okay, so you were raping our females.
Harry back.
You were raping our females. You were raping our children, girls and boys. You were putting the countries in debt. I don't know if Suriname, of course, Suriname also owns Holland money.
No,
no?
Suriname. No, they need to pay Suriname till from the
Oh,
70s.
Holland need to pay.
Need to pay Suriname. That's why they put Bouters over there, they orchestrated that coup over there only because they had to pay Suriname a lot of billions, man. These devils, man.
But no, the value to the devaluation of the coin, the Surinamese dollar
Yeah,
or
yeah.
guilder,
It's
it's
nothing.
already the seventh time already that it flipped over
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So it's 7 times worse of value than let's say the 70s, man.
Yeah,
60s,
man.
70s. But that's terrible, man. A country like Suriname should only print 5 and 10
Bills.
bills. The amount 5 and 10, not more, man. But they keep pressing new. They it just came out this week that they are gonna print 500 and 200 bills.
Yeah. The money is
That's crazy, man. It's devaluing, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I have it here. So Holland has to pay 90.5 million euros to Suriname. But these are things that they are not posting in the news.
No.
Because now with the excuse of the slavery and this and that, they were only talking about, now they want to have money and this and that. But I'm like, okay, you fucking devil. Of course you're a devil because otherwise you wouldn't say that shit. But if you got some mind, you know that you own us. We don't own you.
Yeah.
You own us. You had our people. You were hanging our people. You were burning our people. You were raping our people until this day. And you want to talk about, now they want money. Get the fuck out of there, man. But don't get me wrong. Like I said, we don't want your money. We want you. And we're going to get you. It's going to happen. Romans 3 and 3. Remember, real quick.
Yeah, man. This is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
So you're reading out this little book. This book right is fantasy, man. I don't believe it, man. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to stay the same,
Yep. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, without effect?
So if you don't believe it, do you think nothing's going to happen? All the things that are written in this book already happened, already happened. Whether you believe it or not, it already happened. It doesn't matter if you don't believe it. So you're going to be like, okay, Yahushua is coming back, the angels are coming back, So people being slaughtered, everybody's going to get the reward. And you're going to be like, oh, I don't believe it, so nothing's going to happen to you, right? Yeah.
Like the
You
bills. Like
got Jake walking around with swords and shit and all kind of weaponry, you know, blood and dead people everywhere, but no, nothing's gonna touch you because you don't believe it, you know. It's not real.
It's not real. I live in my fantasy world.
Yeah, in a bubble. I'm
In my bubble.
I say it straight. It's like bills, man. So you can stick your head in the ground. If you don't pay the bills, they're gonna kick you in the ass, man.
Like the ostrich,
Yeah.
you know. Like, let's say an animal, you want to grab the ostrich. Ostrich is gonna put his head in the ground. You think the animal doesn't see him anymore?
You know, the lion is not gonna eat me now.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, he
Yeah.
put his head in the ground. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
Where is he? I don't see him anymore.
It's a big part of you still, man. That part that he wanna put his
The
teeth in.
juicy part.
Yeah, man. He still is you.
The revelation.
Yeah, it's Revelation chapter 22, verse 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my
And
and,
these are the words of Yahweh Shai, who the world unknowing calls Jesus. These are his words. Can you read from the top again?
and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give
So his reward is with him. Okay, come.
to give every man according as
And
his
it's not
work.
only the men, it's the females also. And this is to all the nations. So he's also talking to the children of Israel. Kanak.
To give every man according as his works shall be.
Okay, so take a step back, sit down, and think about what your work shall be. What shall your reward be? You know, have you been a good person?
He said,
First and foremost, are you an Israelite? No. So if you're a heathen, it doesn't matter. You know, you're gonna get it anyway. You know, but some heathens gonna be in a better case. You know, because you got a thing that they call concubine. You know, a lesser wife, a wife of another nation. You're gonna be in a good case. You know, if some of the men like you, you're gonna be in a good case. You know, but yeah, for the men, yeah, there's no sodomy over here, man.
no, man. Piece of fuck. This is
Torture,
Torture things.
tactics.
This is
Yeah,
second.
and the scripture said, you know, you're gonna meditate terror. So,
Yeah, we're gonna meditate.
so,
terror.
and don't forget, Jake is, you know, everything that you see, Jake invented it, you know, and
Yeah. Torture.
and you still got medieval torture or stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
It was
us,
Jake.
you know, things that tear you apart and whatever, you
Yeah.
know, all kinds of things, you know,
Yeah, man.
mechanisms, you know, and we are creative, so we're gonna, and that time when Yahushua is coming back, our brain's gonna be, you know, at 100%.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be very creative with torture
Yeah,
manners, you know, to how to keep somebody alive as long as possible with as much pain as possible,
Yeah,
you know.
man.
And don't forget, you're gonna get spiritual power, so you're gonna be able, like for example, I want to grab a cook, you know, have a pot with boiling water and keep him down there, you know. And normally at a certain point you're gonna die, you
Yeah.
know. But with that spiritual power, I want to keep the spirit there,
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and you know, make sure that he feels everything. Normally at a certain point, you know, your nerves gonna die off, you know. No, I want to keep the nerves intact, you know. So
Yeah. Gotta feel it.
You wanna go? You wanna go like
So-
law-abiding citizen?
you know, you know, you just use a stick or something, you know, you poke him, you push him down, so he be drowning and burning, you know, boiling, and then you let him go up, and when he's almost like, they get some air and put him down again, you know,
Yeah.
or in a fire, you know. Books really deserve that. Things that they do with the animals, you know,
Yeah.
and not only with the animals, how they hate Jake, you know.
Yeah.
Some, yeah, man. Yesterday also, I was going to my videos. I saw some. I was deleting because a lot of shit there. I'm like, really, my phone gets full, but like, I've deleted a lot of shit, you know, because people be sending all kinds of shit videos, you know. So it's funny and so, but there's no reason to keep it on your phone, you know. So and then I saw some clips of the gooks, you know, like with the Little Mermaid, you know, a gook that painted his face black, and he'd be like, "Oh, mommy, you look like me," and this and
Yeah.
that, you know, and also that clip
With
with
the
the Jake,
washing
yeah, with the
machine.
washing machine, and the Jake that went up the tree to grab the balloon, and also the things that they used to do with the little Jakes to make them sing Gukulini songs and stuff like that, you know. I'm like, hey man, you're gonna pay for that, man.
Yeah, man.
Like the brother read earlier, you know, none of y'all heathens gonna escape your
Escape.
judgment, man,
Yeah, man.
because you all had a part, you know, you all had a part in our downfall, or have a part of having a part in keeping us down, you know, until this day.
Providence of office.
Yeah, and don't forget, no, they all got a name for us. All those heathens got a you know, the scriptures, you know, the book of Deuteronomy explains us. Yeah, we are. It's going to be a byword, you know, proverb. They got songs, you know, here in Holland, Moriaatjes, what is it? And they all got nicknames for us, and you know how they want to call a slave and whatever, you know, until this day. And they always want to talk shit about when they see Jake, they want to talk shit, you know. Monkey this, that, and that. Only can dance, good for music.
In the 1900s, they had a song. One little Negro sitting on a bench, two little Negroes sitting on a bench. But then in the Dutch, één kleine negertje staat op het hek. Hey, they had, hey, the songs that, and they was teaching that on the schools.
Yeah, I know.
That was normal, man.
Yeah, but in my time, it was Moriaatje, but they stopped with it. They don't do it anymore. Because I was waiting for my son to come with that song, and then I would raise some hell at school, man. But
God, but it stopped with it.
The one with in het bos wonen Indianen.
Yeah.
oh yeah, they still do it, yeah.
Indians living.
And they'd be like, ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Bananas.
and I start flipping because I'm
Eating
quick
with
with,
bananas,
quick with remixing these words and stuff. So I started remixing something about the forest in the forest. Daar leven apen. Monkeys live there. And I think I made also a little bypass towards Esau. Just teaching them, you know, different things, different ways.
Yeah, and he knows what he's doing, man. Because don't forget, those devils that are on top, they know who we are. They know that the Negroes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos are the children of Israel. They know it. That's why they got all these bullshit jokes and songs about the people, you know, over our people.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua Mashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad.
Exactly. So everybody, and just even now until this day, you know, there's no such thing as hell. If you die, you go up. You know, you're gonna be judged for everything that you have done on this planet. You know, whether it be good or bad. And that's why the scripture also says nobody perishes being innocent. Because when you come back the third or fourth generation and you've done some bullshit, you're gonna be punished for that. You know, that's why babies being born disabled or stuff like that. You know, yeah, it's punishment. I think you have comments on something stuff.
So our babies sometimes die before they're 10 years old.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes they come on the earth, stay here for like 7 years, and they die. They're 5 years old, the kid died. Why? Why is God like that?
Yeah, but that's also the case can also be because sometimes the Most High also takes the spirit away from things that are about to come. You know, yeah, because sometimes and not always somebody have to be in the truth. You know, because I also saw it with a family member. Yeah, actually with two. I was like, yeah, I understand. You know why they go away. You know, of course, I find it kind of sad. Sad is a big word, but it's like, yeah, man. But there were people that, you know, sometimes you have people that are not in the truth, but they know what you do and they respect you for what you do, you know? Because a lot of people, even in your family, you're going to find out a lot of people that going to hate you for what you do, you know? Going to be against it, you know? But you also got family members that still, have respect for what you do, you know? For example, my mother, she's not in the truth. She listens to me sometimes. I explain her some stuff, you know, concerning her health and things like that. But every Saturday morning, she sent me a WhatsApp message.
Too, man.
Every Saturday morning, she sent me a WhatsApp message with "Have a blessed day and have a good trip to Amsterdam." You know, every Saturday she keep on doing that. So yeah.
A little quick precept, which was this is Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27. And as it is appointed unto man once to die, but after this judgment.
Exactly, that's true. After this judgment, yeah, you know, after death, then comes the judgment. Back on the earth. Can somebody go to Ecclesiastes, this chapter? 3 and 12. Uh, and then I saw it first place.
I think the last chapter.
Uh, yeah, but that's also that's concerning. That's why people keep on doing. Yeah, this 3 as well. 3 and
Three, eh?
16. 16 and 7.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 17 or verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
Yeah, so under the sun is talking about the earth, place of judgment. So that shows you that this is the place where you get your judgment. You go when you die, you go up into the heaven, and then you're going to receive your sentence. And then when it's time for you to come back, you're going to live your judgment here on this planet. You know.
Gone. Verse 16. Gone.
That's
Verse 17. Gone. And I said in my heart, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work.
So so there's a time for every purpose and for every work. Everything's going according to the time of the Most High. You know. I like the scripture that you had earlier. You know that you grabbed. Said that's also good because you know people doing all this wicked shit because they think nothing's gonna happen anyway. You know. Because the Most High is taking his time. And you got also when you look at this devil, you be like they're doing all this shit, and still they are not punished for what they're doing. Well, you got to see it like this. You got the bucket of them got to be filled with the iniquity, so that the Most High can give a perfect punishment for him. You know, punished perfect. So you have to do enough. You know, so that there's no. You know, you have to forget that these devils, the other heathens, they're still gonna receive some mercy, because after slavery, after they're gonna be in chains, they're gonna have their original country back, but they're gonna be under the children of Israel, but they're gonna have their country back. The Edomites gonna be exterminated, so that shows you there's no mercy for them. You know, after hardcore slavery, you work your ass off, and then you be like, oh, there's 2 more days, then the slavery is done after 1,000 years. So you got to remember, they're going to be like, imagine that, you know,
Yeah,
oh, there's 2 more days, then the slavery is done, then we're going to be exterminated. So that's their future, you know.
Man.
So this is their future. So they are living in this queendom, seeing the queendom going down, you know, all those people grabbing stuff, the bottles and cans in the garbage cans, you know. People are suffering. People are not able to get by. Yeah, basically to make ends meet, you know. So they're seeing that they are going down, and then they have to realize at a certain point they're going to realize when Yahusha is coming back, they're going to realize that they are in a bad case because they're going to see a so-called black man coming for revenge, and they already know if you tell a so-called white person that the one that they call Jesus is talking about the so-called black man and that he's coming for revenge, he's going to shit himself because he already knows that he's in bad case. Even these little devils, if even okay, nowadays they don't have us in captivity like they had us during slavery, but they know in their mind that they still have shit against us. The little devils, you know, calling us all kind of names to discriminate. You know, people who have companies, you know, they how said it? They take a Edomite who's real stupid, give him the job, and leave you without the job, you know, or want to pay you less, you know, or fuck with your money, or not pay you, you know, stuff like that, you know, or don't want to give you a house, you know, things like that, you know, all kinds of shit, doing all kinds of shit to you. So if even a regular punk ass cave monkey knows that he is in the wrong position, you know.
This is Job chapter 20 and verse, let me start with 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short?
Yeah, because you gotta imagine. Sometimes actually, basically every day when the alarm goes off, I'll be like, "Fuck, man, I hate my life," you know. Of course, you know, and yeah, it feels like a long time, but you gotta realize this is only a short time, because when Yahweh is coming back, we're gonna be in rulership forever.
That's right.
So even if it's, let's say, even if it's 1,000 year, even if it's 2,000 year, even if it is 3,000 year, it's nothing in comparison with ever, with forever. You know, having heathens among you gonna be above everybody forever. That's a beautiful thing to look forward to, man. That's nothing to this is shit, whatever, man. Yeah, I mean, don't be like whatever is nothing, but yeah, you know, it's you know, it's nothing in comparison to be in a good position forever. You know, they'll suffer for a little while. Let it go on for 1,000 years. You know, in comparison to be in a good case forever. Yeah, man.
That
Yeah,
the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite was for a moment.
Yeah, it's only for a moment.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 5. The heavenly Father had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Yeah, and that's what you see right now. You know, they're fighting amongst each other, picking sides. You know, you got Belarus who's down with Russia. You got Poland who's looking at America to help them. Because don't forget, Poland, they got a history with Russia. You know, they used to be part of Russia, so of course they don't want the same thing again. You know, they're looking at America, but yeah, America's weak, man. They used to be strong, but they're weak, man. They're weak because all the things that you see, you know, like years ago, I call that was it in North Korea? Yeah, North Korea. Years ago, North Korea was not able to because shooting rockets in a place where Americans are. They had that nuclear sailor in Taiwan, and they were shooting some missiles, you know, near them, even towards the west. You know, they were shooting missiles. Years ago, they were not able to do that because America would attack immediately. But they also see that America is weak. You know, okay, so you put a nuclear submarine there, that's a threat. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna shoot a missile over Taiwan. I'm gonna shoot a missile over Japan. You know, and then last week or 2 weeks ago, they celebrate. They celebrated the so many years that they had that war there, because North Korea, they had Japan, they had Taiwan under them, you know, and they basically the war was not really finished, but they had a ceasefire, you know, and every year they celebrate the ceasefire. They celebrate because they were at the winning end, you know, so they celebrated and parade, you know, show all their the weaponry, you know.
They were ruling, man. America gave them a crucial blow with Nagasaki and Hiroshima, but they were ruling that
Japan,
area.
yeah, Japan,
The
yeah,
Japanese. They were ruling that stuff. I got another
Yeah,
present.
and I have still the joke here.
yeah. Finish it,
Yeah.
finish the joke, and then.
This is Job chapter 20 and verse 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
Yeah, because we can build all these things, got all these space stations going on, you know, be like, yeah, got this bunkers, this and that. Oh, nuclear war is gonna go, we're gonna survive. Yeah, your elite's gonna survive because somebody gonna pick up all the dead bodies, you know. Don't think that we're gonna take this kingdom and then we're gonna clean it up also. No, that's why when you're gonna come in, you know. So that's why now you're gonna be safe for all that labor, so that you're gonna have that full energy to clean up the earth, you know. To walk around in that nuclear waste, you know,
And like you were saying,
with your sick
Yeah.
bodies.
what you were saying to, like, hey, he gonna disappear, man. All the nations gonna get back their country and their lands, but he gonna disappear like his own dung, and dung is shit. So you're gonna disappear like shit. Everybody gonna be on this planet like, hey, was this the man that trembled kingdom? Was this the Edomite that had all the weapons and was terrorizing all these nations? Everybody gonna be like, hey man, where is he? Because you're gonna disappear, man. That is what is gonna happen with you, man. You're gonna disappear like your own dog because your wickedness cannot continue forever. That is what you're thinking, that your houses will continue forever, but it ain't gonna happen, man. Your generations that you think like, oh, about 50 years, 100 years, you ain't get that long, man, because the Heavenly Father with his only begotten Son is gonna take this kingdom over, man. You know?
Man. No museums also, man. Like museums, people go into places like, look, this is how the Edomite used to live. Look at them, you know? No, man, none of that. None of that.
Yeah. Can somebody go to Isaiah 57 concerning what I said earlier, that sometimes the Most High 57 and 1, you know?
I have it.
Yeah, can
It's Isaiah chapter 57 and verse 1. The righteous perish, and no man laid it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come.
Yeah, so nowadays, if you have somebody, loved one, your family member or whatever, or good friend, you know, he doesn't necessarily have to be in the truth, but also somebody who's in the truth, you know. And the Most High took him away, and people be looking like, okay, he's supposed to be a good person. Why did you die off and this and that? But that's mercy, you know. That's mercy because hey, these days that are about to come is going to be horrible. The scriptures talk about that the elect shall scarcely be saved. So the elect going to be like shit, you know. Hey, I'm going to make it, you know, because it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible on this planet, you know.
Revelation chapter 40, verse 13. Yeah, Revelation chapter 40, verse 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in the heavenly Father from henceforth. Yea, said the Holy Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works to follow them.
Exactly, because, you know, when you go up in the heavens, you'll be at rest, you know. When you die, you'll be at rest. Don't think you're going to receive any letters in your mailbox from the taxes or whatever, you know, in the heavens, you know, things like that. For example, come home for your job, you see another blue envelope. Okay, what the fuck do they want now? Again, you know, you have to pay this every month. You have to pay your rent. You have to pay your energy. You have to pay your insurance, your house insurance. Your maybe you got a car insurance. You know, maybe you got children. They need stuff, clothing, food. You know, everything, and everything's getting more and more expensive. You know, stress, only stress. Everything's about stress. Easter don't want to give you, like you said, you know, Easter don't want to give you no rest. It's constant stressing you. Reminder to this and that, you know, even like things that you pay automatically. I notice every month they come earlier, almost halfway the month they're already there to catch the thing for the next month. Sometimes I just send it back. I'll be like, fuck y'all, man, it's for the next month, man.
I do it too. Sometimes I'm also, hey, I'll be here, man. I'll be like, hey, you can turn it back from the bank, you know. I'll be like, hey, refund my money back, man. And then I get a message, a reminder that, like, because maybe you didn't have enough for your bank account, but maybe you returned it back. I'll be like, yeah, I returned it back, but I didn't say to do that. But I was like, yeah, I returned it back. I'll pay you when I want to pay you.
But you see the change, man. I was looking at this thing like a couple of months, like, hey man, y'all come and stay more and more earlier, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand you want it before the first, it's okay. But
Yeah.
like, okay, then it's 15 the month before, then you already want to take that money for the next month. Like, yeah, you're overdoing it.
Every 2 weeks. No, man. They did it with me with water too, because now I had that automatic, you know. But then I'll pull it back. You know what it did? They took for 3 months. They took 3 months
Oh,
water, man.
they wait for 3 months and then they want
No, they took 1 month. They took 3 months in one time, and then it was like, oh, we made a mistake. But you can leave it now for us. Then you don't have to pay 3 months. I'll be like, hey, we get the hey, man. Esau is hey, man.
He decides for you how broad your wallet
Exactly.
is.
Yeah, man. And they are in the media now, like, hey, because the water net of Amsterdam, you know,
Not only Amsterdam, but there were multiple places. Like last week was Zevenaar and stuff, and there was some poison in the water. But yeah, the tap water here is fucked up anyway, you know. but they fucking you up, man.
Yeah,
So they
man.
fuck you up with the tap water, so you go to the bottled water. Then you have to drink the plastic, the little plastic parts. So
Shit.
he's so a fucking devil, man. But that's his secret 4 and 13,
Rainwater.
Everything's going. Oh, I also did a video yesterday because they're using a stuff to eradicate the weed in the food farming, And what they use, and this stuff, this also, Monsanto, that
Yeah,
farmer,
yeah.
that he created that stuff, and they say it's not that toxic. I looked it up on the Wikipedia, and they say it's not that toxic, but they can use other stuff that make it more toxic.
Roundup.
But no, it's
Oh, so another one now
it's
they had
another
was
name.
they had Roundup, and Roundup was a Jake. He was a farmer, and he sued America, and
Yeah,
just
but this is
Monsanto.
what they use in Holland.
Oh,
It's from the company in America. He made it, yeah, but they use it here in Holland.
damn.
Monsanto bought Bayer
Yeah,
a
but
few
Bayer,
years ago,
yeah,
so they got many claws in Europe also.
yeah,
And
man.
the tentacles go very wide.
I have the Ezekiel, by the way.
What I can find in article. So always make screenshots, and if you go to screenshot, then you can also go by the screenshot. You can go back to the article. So notice that.
Bill and Melinda Gates also founding Monsanto. Maybe somebody want to look it up because I always go and follow the money. Like the
Yeah.
woman was saying, I always do that. Like I follow on the money to see who the real heads in the in this game. The executives and the one that financing the things.
She was acting like she knew, but she still didn't want to say it.
People are scared. But he's ain't gonna say it. Say the words. Because no. I know she know. She know.
She's looking at a little podcast every weekend.
Exactly.
And Bayer Monsanto.
Yeah.
It says in 2010, the Gates Foundation invested about 23 million in Monsanto.
There you have it. Gates of hell. You see? they got the little paws and everything, man. Yeah, man. And he bought all the land, all the land, almost all the farmland in America.
It's glyphosate, and that's in apples. And I looked up, and that's what they use here. And I looked it up on Wikipedia. Glyphosate. And this is what they say. Pure glyphosate is low in toxicity, but products usually contain other ingredients that help the glyphosate get into the plants. The other ingredients in the product can make the product more toxic, but it's already toxic. So to be like it's low in toxicity, so it's not so bad, it's not so bad for you.
It's like fluoride. It's not so bad. You can take a little bit every time.
Products containing glyphosate may cause eyes or skin irritation, probably also cancer, but yeah. Because of the medical misinformation, I'm not going to say that it does it, but it might be, but it already shows you it's and that's what they use. And they in that article, because I thought I took a screenshot of it, but I didn't post it in the group chat, so I didn't have a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
But I only did a video on it. But they use it for the fruit, and they said they were looking at different ways to get rid of the weeds, and they said they even did it with some machine, and they said if they use this product, it would cost them like 22 euros a day. But if they do it with a machine, and they said that the biological farmers, they do it with that machine, and if they do it with a machine, it costs them like $200 a day or something like that, and then it would be too expensive. So so you're supposed to eat fruit because it's supposed to be good for you, but now you're forced to eat toxic food,
Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 12. So actually 13. And the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them.
So this part of curses, And it's all Yahweh, Lord willing, that He keeps you in health. The things that we do, you try to get the best of the worst. Everything is fucked up. He's so fucks with everything. But you try to pick and choose the best foods. Sometimes you look at the supermarkets and they're pushing this seedless grapes to the max. Yesterday I went to a supermarket near my house. And the big thing, at the vegetable, I was looking at the fruits and stuff. They had a big sign there with like a discount on the grapeless, seedless grapes. Why the grapes are known that they can help with the cure of cancer. And that's why they get rid of it. They've been pushing it a lot. Also, you got the co-op supermarket. I heard on the radio all the time the commercial, but they also have the seedless grapes in the discount. And people be buying that. Because it's cheaper. People need the groceries, so they buy it, and it tastes good. Has a good taste. But that also shows you how stupid people are. How the fuck are you gonna grow a seedless grape? How are you gonna grow it?
How do
How are you gonna grow it? You're gonna grab that grape and just throw it in the ground, and then it's gonna start to grow. From what?
Yeah, man, it's definitely.
Doesn't make no sense, man. What's with the milk?
Yeah, it is the sun.
That's the sun, right?
Yeah, it's the sun.
Yeah, we still on. We still on. Yeah, we still on.
Is what it is, man. Is what it is. My sheep shall hear my word, my voice, that's what scripture said. So yeah. You can see us by the sun, yeah, is what it is. Still hear us. But,
It's Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh.
So they got all these space stations, so-called sending a drones to Mars and stuff, which I don't believe, because y'all even can reach the moon, but you want to talk about that you went there and this and that, man. If you gotta imagine this, if this devil was able to go to the moon and walk there, don't you think that he would be there already?
Yeah, he went back already. Put houses there, buildings, new America. He would build that stuff, that Star Wars, Star Trek stuff. It would have been already, man.
He's a colonizer.
Yeah,
He's gonna
man.
colonize the whole earth.
Yeah,
the whole
man.
moon. He's like that, man. If he knew that he can get to Mars. Hey, Mars was already colonized, man.
Giving the moon dudes a religion. Giving them this is your religion. Putting
We are your masters.
man. Putting the Edomite on top of on the coins. Yeah.
All the statues, Edomite statues, Roman statues over there. Edom Musk and everybody.
Elon Musk got bust out with muscles like that, Yeah, man. Madness.
Devil, man.
Real funny, man. Real funny.
Colonizer.
Yeah.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdom?
Yeah, because when Yahushua is coming back with the chariots, they really think, they're gonna be afraid. But the Most High, like what he did with the Pharaoh, he's gonna give him that courage that they're gonna fight against the chariots. They already know that they don't stand a chance, man. They got this fastest fighter jets that they got. They see chariots making moves like this, that, going on, zigzag moves, speeds that they cannot even reach. Think about it. Just go into a portal, accelerate and gone into a portal. And they really think that you're gonna come with your stone age weaponry against the chariots, Oh,
This is Revelation chapter 5 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Yeah, that's talking about the Ninevites.
Yep.
Power was given to him to take peace from the earth. because the Mosai was using these devils to distress the whole planet, basically. Because don't forget, these devils, they fucking with all the heathens, you know, even with their own people, but they fucking with all the heathens, you know. But yeah, we are the number one enemy and vice versa, you know. Of course, but hey, all your heathens gonna get it because all your heathens are against us anyway. Also, you know.
And that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Yeah, that's also the blessing that Isaac gave to Esau, you know. Sword, you know, the blessing is going to be the sword. By violence, you're going to take everything, like the book of Micah said, you know, by violence, he takes countries, put people's, put them in a fucked up position, place a central bank there, put the country in debt, you know, you owe me money. Yeah, you owe me money while I'll be robbing your country, you know, grabbing your oil, getting your poppy fields, you know, getting your gold, your diamonds, whatever you got there, silver, whatever you got going on there, I'll take it, you know. But meanwhile, you owe me money, you know. So you gotta imagine that you're sitting in your house, some nigger enter into your house and be like, you know, he goes to your refrigerator, grabs all your food, you know, get your jewels, get your money, you know, get your bank card, goes to the ATM, grabs all your money, and then he comes back. He'd be like, every month you have to pay me this amount. You owe me money. That's what this devil is doing, man.
Yeah, that is what he's doing.
Every month you have to pay me money. I better make sure you be on time. I'm gonna put interest on it, you know.
To spill these feet on your table, you know,
Exactly,
sitting
yeah,
like
man.
this, hand in his pants, you know, if he like Al Bundy
Yeah.
sitting over there, you know, everything greasy and so, you know, hey, this devil, man, he's like that, man. He's coming like that in your house, like the brother is saying, man. He's like that. He take over. He come in your house. He be looking you, take it. Hey, what you looking at, man? Hey, go sit down in your own house, man. Go sit down, man.
Hey, there's gotta be some rules here, man. It's your house. You be living there,
Yeah.
but he's coming with some rules.
Yeah,
there,
he's
you know?
gonna come with some rules.
We just bring freedom in this house.
Yeah, we're gonna bring democracy in your house.
Yeah.
Don't listen to your daddy.
If you got children, he's gonna turn them into sodomites.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
them in your school. That's what he's doing, man.
Yep.
Turn them into sodomites. Make a painting of himself. Tell you to worship that. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have your own language. Get it. If you speak your own language, you're gonna beat you until you gonna speak their language.
Yep.
That's what they did to slavery. We're not allowed to call upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Oh, man.
We were not allowed to talk the Hebrew tongue, you know. But it's funny because if you know during the Pasach, I see words that we still have in the Papiamento language. So that shows us that we still have we give it a different meaning, but the words are still there, you know.
Yeah, yeah, man.
I don't know if how it's with Suriname, but I already saw it a couple of words in the Hebrew. I'm like, hey, that's from the Papiamento language, you know, same words. You know, it didn't have the same meaning, but you know, words still there, you know.
But also like traditions, like certain things that we still do. Like my father, you know, if my mother, you know, she is on the period and all these things, they still was keeping it. Hey, no, you cannot cook in the house. You know, they was keeping the tradition, and that is from ancient Hebrew, man. They always did the things like yeah, but still, Jake, they have the zeal, but not according to knowledge, you know, because that is what it is, man.
And also concerning the food, you know, like the fried food, like the Johnny cake is also described in the Bible, you know, the fried breads, you know. Yeah, and also the fried chicken, chicken with the flour on it, you know, the fried chicken with the crust, you know.
Yeah, man.
It's all in scriptures, man.
Yeah,
That shows you,
cakes.
yeah, it shows you that it's talking about us, you know.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Psalms.
Oh yeah, from King David, yeah.
Book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 13.
Yeah, concerning that what you just read, you know, from the Mosai have given the one on the red horse the sword to take peace away from the earth, you know. How he's given Esau the power to take peace away from the earth, you know. So that's showing you that how the Mosai is using a nation as his whooping stick, you know. And this scripture in the book of Psalms is going to explain that, you know.
Book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Heavenly Father, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. We already explained, you know, who the wicked is. Both in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know, you can continue.
Verse 14. From man, which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from man of the world, which have their portion in this life,
Who have their portion in this life, man, which from men, which are thy hand. The whooping stick of the Most High, who have the portion in this life. Are the top elite Edomites not living it up, you know? How much the system is like this, how much more money they're making, the less taxes they have to pay. All righteous degrees, man. Got up. Romans 13.
from man, which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from man of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure.
Like I said earlier, robbing all these countries empty, getting everything, leaving the people in poverty.
They are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes.
Exactly. But it's going to come an end to that, you know. The end is very near. Right. But nevertheless, you know, you see all this wickedness going on. Like I said, concerning the taxes, what they do with every year with the rent of the house, up in the price while your house is decaying, you know, all those bullshit. You have to pay all these insurances. Well, as soon as something happens, and you saw it with the Edomites when they went to Italy with the hail, you know, a lot of them, they get a very less minimum thing covered, you know. They lost a lot of money over there, you know. But they expect you to pay them every month, but as soon as they got to pay, they start turning and twisting, you know. They start turning and twisting. Oh, you have to fill in this formula. Oh, did you put it in? Let's say something is stolen from you. Oh, did you put it in the shed? Did you put it on lock? Let's say you put it in your shed, but you have the door shed unlocked. But let's say they keep your bike, you know. They stole your bike. So you have your bike in the shed, but you didn't put your bike on lock. But you put the door of the shed on lock, you know. But the thieves went in and they stole your bike. So because you didn't put your bike on lock, you ain't gonna get your money back. But let's say you only have a small lock on your bike, you know, like when you put in the shed, you put you know, it's on the wheel. It's on the wheel. If you have a big chain lock, but in your shed, there's no place where you can put it on. You know, like when you put it outside, you can tie it on to a light pole or something, you know, or onto a fence or something. Or like a bike holder, you know, you can lock your bike with chain lock to that, you know, you can fasten it onto that. But in your shed, you are not able to do that, you know. So you can, let's say you put it on lock, but if you enter into your shed, you just lift it up, throw it in a van or whatever, got a truck or whatever, and then he goes to his own place, and then he's gonna open the locks, you know. But if you didn't put it on lock in your shed, you're gonna be like, no, you ain't gonna get nothing from us because you didn't put it on lock in your shed, you know. Like okay, if you put a lock on it, so the thief was not able to take it then, you know.
Because when they see a thief, they consent.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
the way, man. Somebody rapes a child, man. And the child goes on off messed up for the rest of his life.
Exactly. And they throw him in jail for
5 years
at the max. That's the max.
Yeah, and then he comes back in society, man, and gets another chance to do it again.
Exactly.
That's why in our law, in the Hebrew law, you need to be put to death. If you are a criminal and you do things like that, you need to be put to death.
Exactly.
You know, because you cannot come back in the society, you know, and do the things again. Because that's why you always see that when they come back, you know, he had the history, but he went to a psychiatrist and he was helped. But after that, the devil is gonna do it again because it is in his nature, and he's gonna do it again, and then it's gonna be like, we thought we helped him, but that's why he need to be put to death. But you cannot help somebody like that, man.
Exactly.
You know, you need to die.
To be born again, man.
Yeah, and a lot of times also they don't want to believe the children, you know. Like, there's no proof, you cannot prove that something happened, this and that. Child grows up all fucked up, you know.
All types of traumas, man.
Yeah,
All
man.
types of traumas.
But nowadays you see more and more people, you know, because it's a bullshit law. Because of course, all those ministers and stuff, that these people in the higher ranks, they are all a bunch of pedophiles anyway. So of course they're protecting the pedophiles. You know, even here in Holland, in the prisons, a pedophile won't go to a regular site of a prison. He goes to a special part where they keep the pedophiles and the traitors, you know, so-called, you know, the snitches, the pedophiles and the snitches. They keep them on a special place so that nobody can touch them, you know.
Because when one of them, I was with in the swimming pools 3 years ago still, and I came out of the, you know, the parts where the department where we have break, and I went back into the pool, and I saw police sitting. There was an undercover police sitting on the side, and there was one guy swimming in the lane, and a colleague that was before me. So I came after him. I went in, and then I take over his position, and he goes on shifting. He said, "Hey, don't worry about this situation. It's just police watching the guy." I said, "What for?" He said, "As our team leader." So I'm like, what's going on here? Then team leader came in and said, "Hey, what's going on?" He said, "Yeah, he's a convicted pedophile, and he's trying to come back in civilization, society." Yeah, and they had police circling the swimming pool, and there were also police sitting in the lane. So he was swimming in his lane, and they was watching him like this, going up and down. Another one was, you know, checking the place.
Like he didn't know that there were undercover police watching.
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He knew.
Of course, he's not gonna do something like that, bro.
Oh, that's what you mean. But they said it's because
He was on probation.
they said he was done with his punishment. But people from the neighborhood might know, might want to fuck him up, might want to slap him, and that's why they said, "No, this guy needs protection in the first period after he got released." That's what I got from the story.
In Holland, you got the pedo hunters, you know.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. It's beautiful what they're doing, man.
Yeah.
They, you know, the people start talking with somebody thinking it's a young boy or a young girl, and then they make an appointment and then they grab the person, you know. It's beautiful, man.
It's beautiful.
And that's all you need to do with them, you know. They put their faces on the internet, so everybody can see them, you know.
They need to be hanged, man.
Yeah, of course. That's the better. Yeah, you have to eradicate it, you know, exterminate that demon, you know.
Yeah, man. Hang them in the harbors, let the birds pick their eyes.
Hang them on the gallows.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Back in the days in Europe, in Amsterdam, when the ships came in, the first thing people saw was people hanging on the gallows.
Yeah, man.
As a warning, like, yo, this is what happens when you mess around in the city. Yeah, man.
Example, yeah. Example, because even nowadays, I don't know if if they still do it in Morocco. Because back in the days, if somebody steals something, they chop off your hand and stuff like that, you know. And they come here and they do all this wickedness, you know. But over there, they behave because they get some real punishment. Because that's the case here in Holland. Punishment is bullshit. That's why people doing all that shit, because they be like, okay, they go to prison, and even prison here in Holland, they still got everything there. They they have this, they can go do some sports. You know, they have their free time.
Yeah.
You know, they can listen to some music. They can do whatever. They get phone call. They get the visit. They get their wives on visit. They get the private visit. You know, they can have some time with the children.
Yeah. There's no repercussions
all
for the
the
actions.
stuff there. So only thing is that they cannot go outside when they want to. That's the only thing. But other than that, they have everything. They have their own room. They have their bed. They have everything. They have enough to eat. You know.
There's even stories of the CEOs of the wardens, the female ones.
Yeah,
you know,
I
slicing
remember
with
like
them
a
guys.
couple. Yeah, it was like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it was. I saw the article, but it was. You have to pay for it, but I read a little bit of it. So they captured one female with a dude, and she lost her job. You know, of course. And they placed the dude somewhere else. You know.
Good girls like that, guys.
Yeah, that's always the case.
That's always the case.
That's why a woman cannot be an authority over a man. You know that you're gonna be a warrior. Now you're gonna be a warrior over a man. That is not. That's why these things are happening. Because why? You have a hole and he has a rod, and if he sees you, he only thinking, "But I'm gonna slash you." You'll be too like, "I wanna sit on the rod." So it ain't gonna happen, man.
Yeah, and don't forget these things were also going on during slavery. Yeah, you also have the video that is about Suriname.
Yeah.
And I think it's about that evil female. I forgot her name. And but you saw her; she was standing in the beginning of the movie with a foot on Jake, who was laying on the ground. Because don't forget, like I said, we are built different than these Edomites with the small wieners, little wieners. We are built different, the majority of Jake, and the females know it. And even during slavery, we had nothing to say. So they will. Don't forget, a lot of times she had the men of the slave of the plantation owners. They went away, on trips.
Yeah.
So the females were alone there. The females were still in authority, so they were having fun. Even the story of Joseph with the Pharaoh, with the wife of Pharaoh. There's no new thing under the sun. So you got to keep that in mind. Females, as soon as they have a little power, they go overdo it, And I posted an article last week. I posted a YouTube thing from Black History. I don't know if any of y'all watched it. It was very interesting channel, I was watching
Yeah,
a lot
I tell you, yeah, I watched it.
It was concerning the female that was really horrible.
Yeah,
She had a torture room upstairs,
yeah, man.
and she was torturing her slaves there. So she didn't have a husband, but you see that a lot of times, when a female get power, she be worse than a man,
Man, yeah,
because
man.
she's so emotional and shit, You only have to look wrong at her on the day of a period, and this is a war right there, It's a war right there.
Yeah, man.
Not responded quick enough is a war right there. And there were stories Jakes were talking about. If she tells you to go upstairs, you will not come back. She had a room there. She was peeling the skin off. She had cages. She was breaking the bones of the slaves there, so they would be able to fit in cages. Even make someone like a spider and this and that. Break the bones and let it grow on the wrong ways. Stuff like that. Somebody's alive and getting the organs out, peeling the skin and all things of make somebody look like a caterpillar, by peeling the skin and stuff. Things like that she was doing. And there was one a female slave, Jake, and she used to work in the kitchen, and she was sick and tired of the torture, and she was about to go upstairs, so she turned that place on fire, and the slave owner, the female, she went out by herself, so she left all the slaves there to burn,
Man.
she left them all to burn, and the story tells about when the firefighters came there, and they went into the room, and they saw all those horrible things that they went out puking. So even those devils that they were laughing, they were having a jolly good time, but doing all that wicked shit, they even were puking about the horror that they saw in that room,
Yeah, man.
and that she was like, oh no, I'm by myself, like nobody's in there, while the slaves were in there,
Sick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Real sick, man. But I forgot her name, but that channel is good, man. It got
It was very good.
yeah, and especially concerning slavery. Slavery always interested me. From a child of I was always interested in slavery, and as a child, my mother was already telling me about slavery.
Yeah, man.
That was great. Plantations in Suriname and Curacao. Because I always hear stories also about Curacao, about the caves that And I had a
I went
good,
there.
man. I had a good friend also. He always said to me, man, when he goes to Curacao, he always go over there to the cave, and then he's gonna stand on the top of the rocks over there, and something always. He always told me, man. He always told me, man. It's crazy.
And I also what she was saying about the script about with the sword and everything. This is Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will.
Exactly. That's what the Most High does. He decides. Like the days of Pharaoh. In the beginning, the Pharaoh wanted to let the children of Israel go. But then the Most High hardened his heart so that he kept him, so that the Most High could give him the beautiful, the perfect punishment. And the same thing is going to happen with these Edomites. You got some Edomites be like, oh man, we need to make it good and this and that. Because no, but majority is fear. It's not that they want to do good, but they are afraid of what's going to happen. And that's also a thing. You must not forget. That's really they are. I said it really smart by keeping us low, because they know as soon as they gonna give us equality, that they're gonna be in a real problem. because even in a low position, Jake is still outplaying them,
Yeah.
and they know when Jake got a chance to get back at them, it's going to be a problem. You're going to need the army, like the riots, the Watts riots, back then in America. They needed the army to stop it,
Yeah.
Jake is fighting without weapons, with bare hands. But it's beautiful. Everything's coming out, man. Can you grab Luke 12 and 2 and 3?
Luke chapter 12 and verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in the closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops.
Yeah, and you can see that Esau's going down because all those things that he tried to hide, and especially these Dutch people, because like a week ago, they also had something about also the same channel about the Dutch people, how they try to hide, and the spokesman was talking about how they try to hide the things, and that's what Esau, and that's really what Esau's doing. They really did their best to hide it. I remember when I was on high school, I was real angry with my history teacher. Like, okay, how come there's only the half of a page is talking about slavery?
Shit.
While you made all that money, while you did all that wickedness, but you only want to talk a small thing about slavery. It's in the spirit. You want to hide it,
It's special, huh?
But yeah, they're very special. They're very special. That's why they're going to get a very special reward, man. I really, I said that,
Meditate terror
yeah,
upon
yeah,
them.
but also really curious how his punishment of this devil is going to be, because I know they're going to get something special. Because don't forget, they were the first one who sent a slave ship from the west coast of Africa to America. So there they were the first, and then they were the last to stop at slavery from all the Edomites. And then they also were the worst. Of course, you're gonna get something special for that. You did your best. You're gonna get first place.
Yeah, man.
First place
And
punishment.
their grandparents and all their forefathers are still in America. If you see all these names of Van Halen and all these
Exactly.
names, man, and
The Vries,
the Vries,
yeah, man.
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're gonna get it.
Gonna get it, but getting is good.
Can't
Yeah.
run, but you can't hide.
Yeah, man.
Wicked.
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
always
read
my
it.
son.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Obadiah. This is Obadiah, verse 5, 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Yeah, how are his things yourself? The spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. The Most High, this is a time for everything, and this is the time that Esau is being revealed. Like I said earlier, like Kim Jong-un throwing rockets, missiles over Taiwan, over Japan, while America is right there. Years ago he couldn't do that, but now America knows, like, oh fuck, he's strong also. Don't forget, America, you gotta imagine this. You're a fighter, a boxer. Let's say you're a boxer, so you be fighting constant. You beat this guy, next guy, it's like a tournament. Next guy comes into the ring, you fight him. But after 5 rounds, even 3, you're done. You're tired already. You're like breathing with your mouth open. You have not. You already lost the power to keep your hands up. You already like this. You're not moving as fast anymore. That comes North Korea. No. He's fresh. He been there all the time. Was not allowed to trade, not allowed to do this, that. It's a long time since North Korea was in a war.
Yeah.
So all that time, he had all the time to develop his weaponry. He had his soldiers ready,
60 years.
Yeah.
The Korean War was in the 60s.
So he had all that time. Meanwhile, America be fighting here. Oh, interfere there. Put there some things, So he's fighting everywhere. There comes somebody, beat him there, give him some beating over there. Yeah. Here comes North Korea. Fresh. Russia is also fresh. Long time since they've been fighting war. So they're ready also. China on the side. And the China fought war. also ready. They're all fresh, and they together. You know, they're
that's-
friends.
That's the thing. That's the thing. But I always used to compare it to a classroom. You got the big bully of the room, always beating up people, but he always need a third and a fourth person to help him out.
Exactly. Those
Every
highlights.
fight, every time it's like he brings his buddies along. While he can beat the one guy, but he brings his buddies along. But the rest of the classroom be like, oh, this is how you deal.
Exactly. So they're gonna stick together.
Yeah, man.
Joel, chapter 3, and James Strong.
Got a real quick one, Isaiah.
Yeah, bring it up.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 5. The heavenly Father had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and not hindered.
Exactly. And that's what you see going on. Because normally other countries would be like, oh, firmly do not approve what North Korea did over there, you know. But nobody said something, you know. And they've been doing it a couple of times afterwards. And first they fired the missile over Japan. You know, they fucked Japan up. Japan did it, and so Japan tried to fire the missile, but they did. Oh, that was Taiwan. Also, Taiwan also tried to fire the missile towards them, but it didn't. It failed, you know. Yeah, it failed. It did. You know, while they wanted to launch it, it failed. You know, it didn't launch.
Chinese are the person that hypersonic missiles, man.
Yeah, man.
Hypersonic. You know how fast Sonic is. Just watch the.
Yeah, the game, like back in days, you know.
Another piece for you. This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou not
Yeah,
that
that's
shall.
talking about the children of Israel. You
Yep.
know, the Most High didn't have this plan for us. But yeah, like the book of Habakkuk said, we didn't want to obey the law, statutes, and commandments. We want to be like the heathen. But now we got to be under the heathen, you know. Want to be like them without rules, you know. Well, let them monkeys put rules on you now, you know.
Different for whether it's so long, it's so.
Mhm.
And art thou he that shall not shall altogether go unpunished, that thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Exactly. So they think they're gonna escape it, you know. Build this and that. We're gonna go in space, you know. Or let's send a drone to. Oh, we see water on Mars. We can survive there. There's water there.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's a chance. There's a chance we're gonna escape judgment. Because don't forget, they know there's something. They know there's gonna get. They know that they are very much aware that they're gonna get something for their shit. You know.
Yeah, man.
They are very much aware of it. You know. In their conscience, they know it. But they got Satan on their left hand. Give them the idea that they're gonna outsmart the Most High.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 13. For I have sworn by myself, said the Lord Yahweh, that Bosra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and the curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste.
Yeah, that's talking about America. It's gonna be full of bitterness. You know, it's gonna be wiped away. Only foul creatures gonna live over there. You know, spirits. Yeah, you got the Joel.
Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
Yeah, proclaim this among the heathen.
Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Yeah, that's what you see going on right now. You know, First Panels. Yeah. That's what you see right now. You know, they get it ready. You know, like was it 2 or 3 years ago when they shoot that general from Iran, Husseini?
Yeah, Husseini.
And like a year ago, or 2 years ago, they had this parade with all these drones. They were showing all their drones. Like, no, don't think that they forgot. Japan also didn't forget what America did. They didn't forget it. You know, they're quiet, but it doesn't mean, you know, like here they say, if somebody's quiet, you know, you've got to watch out for him, you know. But he's observing and waiting his opportunity to get you back, you know. But America be shouting and like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You gotta listen to this, that, blah, blah, blah. I'm the man right here, you know. While other countries are quiet, but meanwhile they've been going to the gym, getting ready, you know, getting that six pack, getting that biceps, you know, getting that triceps, you know, getting the legs ready, you know. That's what they've been doing, you know. While America be screaming there, I'm the man, look at me, you know. Meanwhile, every now and then kick somebody, kick somebody to the ground, showing that he's still tough, while the others are looking.
Somebody that's weak though. Somebody that's
Yeah,
already-
so it's Greek, exactly. And while the others are looking, you know, being getting ready, are looking, seeing that, okay, is that what you do? I'm getting ready, you know, I'm getting ready.
With your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong.
Exactly, and that's what you see right now, because North Korea was considered weak, China was considered weak, you know, even Russia was considered weak. But what's happening right now?
Yeah.
You know, if those countries like Holland, for example, Germany, if they really would felt so strong, why don't they really interfere into the war with Ukraine? Why are they only sending equipment? Because they know that they know that Russia is strong.
Yeah, man.
They see that China got this back because they don't really want to interfere. They only want to interfere a little bit, you know. But Europe is also stupid because, you know, they be like, oh, we're going to put sanctions on Russia. We're going to break them down economically, so we're not going to buy their gas. But you're fucking yourself up because what's happening right now? So you know, even Germany was busy with Russia to build that pipeline, you know, get that gas straight from Russia. America didn't want it. Of course they didn't want it because America, they've been robbing and stealing. They got their stuff. They said it good, you know. Meanwhile, Europe is stressing out, you know. They have to buy it now they buy it from China. But who do you think that China gets it from? China gets it from Russia. So Russia still gets his money.
Yeah.
And then China, you have to bring it by ship,
Yeah.
you know, taking a route, so it's going to be expensive. So China is making money and Russia is making money and Europe is losing money.
Yeah, don't forget. I
But
think
oh, we got Putin. We got him.
Putin. We
Oh, the
got
ruble.
him.
Oh, they got the how you call it? Inflation over there. It's going real bad with Russia. Yeah, it's going real bad. Yeah, while people here be grappling into the garbage can to get a little bottle or a little can
Shit.
for 50 cents. Yeah,
Shit.
they get up early, going from garbage can to garbage can.
Yeah.
Dressed special for the job, you know. Yeah, this is they dress special with gloves and everything. Got the big bags going on, you know.
Yeah, it's
true, man.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, you go there maybe to get some 10 euros or something, you know, to get some groceries.
That is your kingdom, man.
Yeah.
See? And like you were saying too about these armies, you see that Russia and Korea and all these other countries and China, they make a man, the real man. You know, you see the armies, you see these soldiers over there, they're training them to be men. Meanwhile, America, they got that
Transformers in the
Transformers in the army twerking. You see a soldier twerking on. So your whole kingdom on TikTok, your whole kingdom is declining, man. So you ain't gonna win from these other nations, man. You know.
They don't put females in their armies, man. They know armies is about fighting.
Yeah,
I saw this one video with this all American girls, man. So-called black girls, so-called white girls. Hey, Trisha, why are you in the army? And then you saw some of them look very good, man. And they all had no clue why they were there.
Yeah, and what do you think is going to happen? You know, what do you think is going to happen when the army breaks out? They're going to shoot the man, grab the female, and run a train on that. What you going to do? You're a female. What you going to do as a female? You're tough, with your weapon. Females are emotional. When in the heat of the moment, she's not going to be able to aim good, man. She's going to be panicking. Oh, they come for me.
Yeah, you saw that
With the dude, yeah,
with
the
the
female cop.
with the cop with the hammer.
Screaming. Dude came with a hammer. She was shooting on him,
Yeah, man.
screaming for help.
I should have own colleagues because you can shoot like with
Yeah,
the
she
eyes
was
closed.
by
So
herself.
she was by herself. Calling for backup, calling for backup. As he was shooting, the dude was a Jake. He was hitting her with the hammer. As he was shooting all crazy. She didn't hit him.
and he was like, "Hey, fight with Bob,
Yeah.
yeah, man."
But the body cam was filming the sky. She was laying on the back, you know. Hey, you want to be tough? Also, I saw this clip. I think it was Belgium. At the left, and it was during the scene. I think Jakes were having a party. You know, was somewhere downstairs, and then the police were calling two female cops. They ran on the door. Jake opened the door, closed the door again. See the female cops there. Then it'd be like, okay, we have them. You know, they want to try to hold because at a certain point they open the door. That Jake's not running, just pushing them away, running away. You know, running away from the scene. You know, from the spot. And then they were trying to hold the door so to keep the lock in. They were calling for backups, and they see them hanging on the door, and the door is just open. Jake running, you know. That clip was funny, man.
Funny, man. This woman ain't fit, man, to handle a man.
No,
And
weak
then-
vessel, man. You're a weak vessel.
Exactly.
Even nowadays, you know, first they were down with all these transformers going into sports, you know, and no problem with it. And now they see all the first place, all the first the medals are going to the the transformers, you
Now
know.
it's not on.
Now it's not on. Now it's not. Yeah.
on.
Now it's not fair. It's not fair anymore.
But you want equality, Ak.
Yeah.
It's all about equality. Leave him, man. Leave him
Yeah.
be what you want to be.
All kinds of men. All kinds of men.
Real stupid, man. Real
Yeah,
stupid.
man.
Even if you watch those clips with the dialogues that they have with these trans people, you know, they'd be like, okay, oh, I have to, one little dude, young dude, he was real funny, man. This female asked him like, okay, would you rather have sex with a trans woman, a young trans woman, or old female? He said, with an old female, of course. I'm not a homo. He said, no, I'm not a sodomite. That's what he said. And she got angry. Like, no, it doesn't mean with a trans woman doesn't mean that you're a sodomite. He said, of course, that's a biological male. Of course, then I'm sodomite if I do it with a trans woman. Trans woman is a woman too. No, I'd rather do the old woman. That's
Exactly.
as a biological female. You know?
man.
And then she get angry and walk off, you know. It was a young dude. But that's what they do. They start screaming, get angry, and then they walk off. They don't want to talk anymore.
Yeah, because they are toxic.
Yeah.
You remember that one meme that somebody said in the group chat? You had all them poisonous frogs, and they had one picture with one of them sodomite lesbian females with purple hair, straight, looking like a fucking poisonous frog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can see
Yeah,
them from
you can see it, man.
you can see them from a distance already, man.
Yeah, man. They wanna catch the eye, man. They really, you know.
Screaming for attention.
Yeah, screaming for attention.
But that's why they turn into dykes and feminists and shit, because they've been rejected by men. Because they look like shit, act like shit. So yeah, you know, because it's, in the Dutch you got the saying for elk potje is a dekseltje. So everybody got a different taste of how he wants a female to look, you know. So shape doesn't really matter as long as you take care of yourself, you know. Men's like females in all kinds of shapes. But if your attitude is off, the men don't want to deal with you, man. I remember one clip, I had to laugh from that, you know, was like also on television, but somebody, you know, the people were talking on different locations with each other. And a female was talking about, it was a news anchor, she was talking about that men die earlier from stress than females. And the female was telling that, and the female was responding on that, and she had a horrible voice. And the dude was like, "Yeah, of course." And dude was like, he said, "Yeah, I can understand why men die earlier." And she was already angry. I don't know. He said something before that she got angry, and he said, "Yeah, of course a man would die earlier if we have a woman with a voice like you, you know." And she was
Cut.
You know, even at the job, man, you see, you might be dealing with I don't know, two Ishmaelites, and I don't know, an Elamite. But a female comes up telling y'all what to do. Yeah, I can't do this, and I want this before 1 o'clock. I need this to be done. And you see all the Elamites and Ishmaelites getting angry, man. Just
wow, the spirit.
respect, you know, because it's not normal, man.
It's not the way it's supposed to be, you know.
Oh, man, cook a dinner, man. Make sure that when I come home, that I feel comfortable. All right. Make sure you do that.
I want to shake your hand. Then the Israelite be like, "No, I don't want to shake your hand." Then they feel offended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that when I was on school, you know, I was doing school for the painting, and there was this Jake, you know, I know he was a Jake, his name was Fusa, but he was a Muslim, Well, I always find him a dope dude, you know. He was straight, you know. He was always stick to his thing. So they had a female teacher, and you know they want to give everybody a hand and tell, you know, you have to tell your name. He told her like he just told his name, and he was like this, like I ain't gonna shake your hand because that's my religion. I only touch my wife, you know. That was his religion,
Yeah,
and
man.
part of Muslim. So and she got angry, so she went to the director because she wanted him to, you know, you see that when you give a female power,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
goes overboard. So she went to the director and she really wanted the director to force him to give her a hand, you know. So he was explain her like, no, my religion tells me that I'm only allowed to touch my wife, so I'm not gonna give you a hand.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, I'm gonna tell you my name. That's it. I'm not gonna touch you. And she got angry. Yeah, you can give me a hand. This and that. This is all of. You know, they always want to pull that card. But meanwhile, when they go to another country, they want to go out to laws and laws. You know, it's not fair for women. This and that, blah blah blah. But meanwhile, you want it the other way around. They need to accept your position.
I have this quick scripture, but you was talking about that where the female with that voice, that man that died earlier. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 16. I rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman.
Yeah, and that's true, man. If you know, I think most of us already have had wicked women in the past, you know, and yeah, there's nothing you rather be in a small house, you know. Let's say you have a one room apartment, you know, only thing is separated from your one room is your toilet and your shower. Everything, you know, is yeah, you have your one room, you have to cook in the same room, sit in the same room, sleep in the same room. Well, you rather want to be there than to be there with a yawning, always having the mouth open, complaining, God, ugly as female. Because I said it, your character, your behavior makes you ugly. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing that makes you ugly. If a woman is very pleasing in a way that you deal with her, then even if she's, let's say she's out of shape, she's a little bit fat or whatever, you know, but she is take care of you, you will appreciate that, you know. You might fall in love with somebody like that because she has a good character, you know. But if you have a fine ass woman, you know, size 36, you know, ass and tits, everything is in check, but the attitude is way up, and the voice is like nails on the chartboard, you know. Yeah, you don't want to deal with that, you know. Yes, so like,
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
exactly, because even kings been destroyed by females, you know. That's a weakness of a man, you know, and that's why it's very important to stay a man first and foremost. You know, don't lose yourself in emotions. You know, of course, there's nothing wrong if you have a wife that takes care of you. There's nothing wrong if you love her. The scriptures talks about it. You know, in the book of Peter also. You know, you take care of your wife as your own body because if you have a wife, you become one flesh. So you have to take care of her. You know, but you got to realize that she is weaker. You know, the Most High didn't give her knowledge and understanding. She might know some things. Of course, she can give you advice on certain things. You know, she might know some things. But nevertheless, you're the man. That's something that you got to keep in mind. No?
First Esdras chapter 4, verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women.
Yeah, and you have done that. Try to please, you know, there was a dude used to be in camp, you know, Queen B. He even, you know, he went with a Muslim female and he changed his name and he told another brother like, yeah, you have to call me Joseph, you know, Muslim name. So he was talking about, he was, yeah, acting like he was a Muslim with a female. Oh, fucking bullshit, man. Hey, people, it's fucking bullshit, man. There are more females than men on this planet. Man. If you want to downgrade yourself for that female, it's bullshit, man. Look, man, if a female really likes you, she's gonna like you for what you are, man.
Goes on all high, y'all, but she has the jealous power, man. So if you gonna act like you a Muslim, meanwhile you're not. Come on, man. You're just drawing bad attention to yourself, man.
And you knew that you were a Islam.
Yeah, it was the brother meet up and he made a appointment, but sometimes you know, this and that. So it was a way like that. He told her like, yeah, don't call me. I think his name was Yeshaya. I said, don't call me Yeshaya. Don't call me Muslim. You know. And the brother was like,
Yeah, whatever,
he
man.
was not down with it. I was like, fuck that shit. He was even pretending like he was keeping the Ramadan.
What?
So it was in the period. So and she was not eating, so he was also not eating and drinking when he was with her. Yeah, really stupid.
And but Jake is doing that.
Yeah.
Like always, you know, to all these other nations, always convert into their belief system. You know, I'll be like, hey, what's going on? Because I knew Rasta always was also like this. First, he was, yeah, you know, Banyam Yam, Haile Selassie, and all that nonsense. Then he met a Moroccan woman. He turned into Muslim. He wear that what they call it, the shalaba, everything. I saw him. He was praying. It was like, hey, hello. He says, what? I said, hey man, you're not Rasta anymore? No man, no.
Yeah, but it also happened with King Solomon, you know.
I know. I was thinking about that. Yeah, I was thinking about
because
it.
they started to, no, but that's the thing, you know. That shows you that the women is a weakness of a man, you know. Because for that love, you want to, yeah, you can read it. Man.
Sirach chapter 25 verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
Yeah. To her, we all look at Adam and Eve, you know. You start to follow her, you know. That's why it's important to stay human. And like I said, you know, a woman can give you, you know, she can give you advice on certain things, you know.
Yeah,
Of course, she might know some things, but you know, eventually, you are the man. You know, you have to keep in mind that you are the man.
I tell you one part of it is like for me, for example, structuring your house, like where all the furniture is going to be, and then you ask her, and she'd be like, "Why you do like this?" I'd be like, "Whoa," you know, she got a certain side for that thing. Maybe it's me, maybe it's not males, maybe it's just me. I don't know how to look at, you know, how to detail that stuff. If you look at details, you'd be like, put the couch there, put the bench, put this there, and I'll be like, yo, this is good, you know.
That's why she's the healthy.
Yeah, man.
It makes sense because they have to be in the house most of the time. You know,
Yeah.
that's their job.
Yeah, yeah.
I also had a precept upon that the Most High is a jealous God.
So,
I also had a precept on the Most High is a jealous God.
yeah, bring it up.
This Exodus chapter 34 and verse 14. Thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord Yahweh, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God.
Exactly. That already shows you. You know? And that's why this food is not in the camp anymore. You know. Eventually, he fell off. Yeah, among other things, he did a lot of shit. But that's also one of the things, you know. If you do that for a female, especially if you are in the camp already, man, you do that, you know. Disannouncing yourself, downgrading yourself to that female's religion. Yeah,
There's a lot of things doing that in France, man. Yes, France. You know, these Congos. But yeah, they grew up with the Ishmael, so
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. But there in Africa, a lot of them countries were conquered by Ishmaelites, so the religion sticks there. It's the same. It's the same with our people with Christianity. You know, they deep in the churches. And I remember my mother; she was grown up by her school. Teachers were nuns. You know, so yeah, of course that thing sticks in deep. You know.
What also happens a lot in the banlieues is that the older Ishmaelites that are heavy in Islam, they come down into the yard, to the hoods, and they grab Jake together with the little Ishmaelites, talk to them like they'd be like a hood father. but they bring Islam into it, and they say come to the mosque Friday, then we talk more. 36, huh?
Yeah, it's just 24.
Read it now.
Yeah, come.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth the possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest.
Yeah, that's what a woman's supposed to do. Rest. Neighbor where you can, come down. When you come home from your job, your wife is waiting for you. She'd be like, give me your bag. You don't have to grab my slippers and stuff and like that you see in commercials and let me sit down and give me the newspaper. But just give some comfort. Let's get some comfort. That's already enough.
You don't have to cook every time I come home, but it's nice to come home and she's cooked, man. It's nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Also, that you can vent a little bit. Like okay, so should have to come and you get vent it a little bit, and she can also give you advice like but maybe this and this, you can deal with this way, this and that. Let me see. Because and that's also another thing. When you get a wife, she is your possession, not the other way around, and that's what they teach in the society. That the woman owns a man, But in this society, a woman is already above a man. I remember when I was younger, I used to be working with two farmers, and one was from Dave, the other was from Twello. And this was real funny because the dude, he was making all this money, goes to the job every day, and this woman was ruling his money. The woman was ruling his money, and he had a small, like a small wallet that's like a key hanger, and then he had like some pocket change in there. So sometimes he could buy something, like when we were painting. Then in the afternoon you want to eat some fries or get a fried fish or whatever, stuff like that. And he had a little bit money there, so you buy something if you want something. But his wife was about all the money. So if he needed clothes, he had to go to her and go with her and go to the city and to buy clothes and stuff. She was really owning him. Yeah. First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8.
Chapter 11, verse 9. Verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
Yeah, so for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. So that already shows you. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. If you go to the back to the book of Genesis, it shows you the powers created the woman for a man. The man was already there. The woman was created to help the man and to be a resting point for him, to support him. It's not the other way around. We were not created for the woman. The woman was created for us. And that's why this whole shit is twisted. That's why things are not working out if a woman doesn't know her position. If a woman, it does a lot, man. When a woman knows her position, it does a lot, man. It gives so much rest.
The pillar of rest. You see that Jake Fever walking over there, right? The pillar of rest is not looking like that on the streets, all tight, the ass hanging out. That's not rest.
Your mother, man.
Because you don't want you. Let's keep away. You can dress the way you want because that's what it's gonna give you. Yeah, I can dress the way you want. But walking like that is not rest because you're walking around on the streets and everybody's gonna holler at you. All right. So how can your man be at rest at home? Because every eye in the world is gonna look at that movie, man. Look at it. And his son is also with you, or his daughter, whatever. Yeah. So you're not rest, you stress.
Yeah, and you go already see that's probably a woman. A woman that dresses the way like that is a woman who have a mouth open.
Yeah, man.
Always have something to say back. You tell her like, isn't it? You better do that. Yes, what I think, what I feel like, what I know. A friend of mine, this and that.
My Jesus.
Yeah, not my Jesus.
A woman needs to be a modest apparel, man. That is what she needs to wear. And then hey, this woman knows how to carry herself and to dress herself, man.
Yeah, another thing, you got a wife, don't force her to that,
No, man.
If he wants to do it, it's good, you know. And if he's not want to do it, then yeah, gotta be thinking like if you really want that for a wife, you know, because if you have a female whose ass is always out on the streets, it's almost like always people with examples. Yeah.
I always bring this example.
You know, it's gonna from time to time it's gonna be problems. You're gonna catch a man looking at that at your female. You're gonna get angry. Of course, you're gonna get angry. That's jealousy. You're gonna get a little bit jealousy. What the fuck are you looking at my female? But the first question you need to ask: why the fuck is my female's ass out there?
man.
You look for in the first place.
Exactly.
You know.
It's like Yamal always says, she don't ever dress for you like that, man.
Exactly.
She dress for the other guys in the world, man. Dress for the
See,
next guy.
Yeah, man. There's one thing's eyes, you know. Yeah.
And it's make you sin too because you lost it with the
Yeah,
eyes, so you
man.
cannot lose with the eyes, man. You sinning too.
Yeah.
You know?
Already adultery.
Yeah, man, that's adultery, man.
That's why this wicked queendom needs to go down.
That's right.
Yeah. Yoga pants is a normal thing, you know.
Shit.
Yeah, first line also.
Verse 9. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Yeah, there you have it.
Yeah, man.
Clear. That's New Testament. Hey, it's Old Testament. Yeah. It's the year 2000 already. And New Testament. This is what the Bible says. Yeah. Still don't want to call yourself a believer, right? Like that other female also are 50% this and that. That's nonsense, man. But she kind of calmed down, you know, because I'm like, yeah, okay. I already said, okay, have a good day. I'm like, okay, you want to go down round? I'm not
Okay.
have a good day. Then she goes, no, but that is that. Okay, let's just switch it.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
man.
Of the 2023.
We are men over here, man. We ain't gonna bow down for a woman like, hey, stoop to a low level and be like, it's a female. Huh? Yeah, I don't get it.
You already want to be so stupid
You know?
like this that yeah, you're not black. Look at your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, now or maybe you are brown, but I'm black. Okay. Well, what color? Oh, so your skin is the same color as your shoes. Yes.
Yes.
You already know that you're stupid.
Yeah.
She also drank a little bit. It was on a level.
Oh yeah, could be of course,
Yeah.
but she was already on left, even if she drank or not.
Yeah,
She's with a
Babylon
girlfriend.
juice.
She's with a girlfriend
Yeah.
to another country.
Yeah.
You know, her husband and children are not with her,
Yeah.
so she can be ex single. You know,
Yeah, because again,
that's what
exactly.
they do. You know,
Maybe she's with a girlfriend doing other stuff.
You don't know, man.
yeah, could be.
This is the book of Job, chapter 39, verse 17. Because the heavenly Father had deprived her of wisdom, neither had he imparted to her understanding.
Yeah, like I said, you know, the Most High gave the man the wisdom and the understanding, and of course, he might know some things, because don't forget, a female is always more in the world than we are. You know, she's more involved in the world. So concerning a lot of things, she might know more how to deal or to get something done, you know. Yeah, but like the scripture said in the book of Peter's, you know, you gotta deal with her according with a weaker vessel. You gotta understand that she is weaker, that she is, that you basically have to guide her, you know.
Yeah.
And if you got a wife that understands that, that's already a blessing, you know. That's really a blessing.
This is First Timothy chapter 2, verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. See?
Yeah. Can we read it again?
Kana. For Adam was first formed, then Eve.
Yeah, so that's clear, though.
Yeah,
Adam was first formed, then Eve. So woman was created for the man. Chapter
Last one, let me read it also. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression.
Yeah, exactly. Because Adam went after Eve, you know. He went after Eve, of course, but that shows you the weakness, you know. That shows you the weakness of the man, you know. Bring it up.
This is Romans chapter 1 and verse 26. For this cause Yahweh gave them up unto foul affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Yeah, that's what you see. Okay, back then it was already happening during Sodom and Gomorrah, but nowadays it's being pushed to the maximus. Is sodomy, you know, the maximus. You know, females they be like, yeah, it's okay. You know, you see a lot of females walking with sodomites. They think it's okay, but you know, let's say you're gonna have a boyfriend or a husband, and then that sodomite friends of you ends one day ends up with your husband. Let's say you have a family with your husband. And things like that happen, you know.
Sure.
I heard a story about, also a female was married with a dude, had a son with him, and then, or no, even two children, I think even a daughter. And then the children are, yeah, they grew up a little bit, and then all of a sudden, the man comes out of the closet. He's a sodomite.
So, man. Yeah.
And then and that's also a thing, you know. I heard a story like dude being all out in the open with it, you know. So first he told it, you know, I think they were already divorced when he told it, and then he came out that he was a sodomite, and then he started to be all open in it, you know. I have a boyfriend at his house and make his children accept it, you know. Even his daughter didn't want to go to him anymore, stuff like that, you know.
Horrible, man.
Book of Sirach, chapter 26, 1 till 3.
Sirach chapter 26, verse 1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double.
Yeah, because stress kills. Got a female that is stressing you is short in your life, you know. It's already short in your life.
Verse 2. Verse 3. A good wife is a good portion.
Yeah,
Verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoices her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
exactly. And that's what you want. That's what you want as a man, you know. You want peace, you want rest, you know, you want peace of mind, you know. Nothing is more important than hard days of work, of dealing, you know, going to the supermarket, dealing with stupid people there, or whatever, you know, whatever you had to do. As soon as you step out of your door, you have to deal with stupidness, you know. It's better you be on the road, in the car, you have to deal with stupidness. Stupid monkeys everywhere, you know. That's, of course, if you come home to a wife who has some loving, who's loving and caring, you know, yeah, that's what you need, a peace of mind, some rest. Finally, close the door, you be like, let the bullshit stay outside, you know.
A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the heavenly Father.
Exactly, and that's also in due time. In due time, the Most High will give you, if you really need. Some brothers don't really need a female. You know, maybe you are a man that from time to time you go to a hooker and just bust a nut. You know, because there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you don't have to. I say that burn. You know, you don't have to burn. You know, there are a lot of men that don't want to deal with females. You know, been through a lot of shit. You don't feel like dealing with a female. So just every now and then you just want to get some, bust a nut so that you at ease a little bit, and just continue with your life. You know, so it's not for everybody. Every spirit is different. You know, somebody really needs a female, but in due time you're gonna get. And don't start praying of Most High for females, but then you're really gonna get a female. You know, instead of a woman. Yeah, don't do that, man. Don't do that. Scriptures are very clear. Don't do that, man. Hey, when is and sometimes you have to deal with a wicked female in order for you to become a man. You know,
Exactly. Yeah, man.
instead of accepting everything that she's doing, stand up for yourself, become a man, and then you also, you also have to learn about how it's not supposed to be. Yeah. Those are also things that count. Somebody got something?
Oh,
Now then we can end it with the Book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 25. And the first one who has it can read it.
Sirach chapter 26, verse 25.
he was already there. I know. He was in 26. Yeah, man.
We know.
I know, man.
Sirach chapter 26, verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the heavenly Father.
Yeah, so a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. How do you call a female dog in English? A bitch. A bitch. So a shameless woman shall be counted as a bitch. That's what it is.
Yeah, man.
So you can give the salute.
Khan, I hope this live session was edifying. We want to give all praises, our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. Hope this session was edifying and shalom.
Shalom.